You're kidding.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Detroit Cast on a Tuesday with Mike and Jay. Big E is here, of course. McCard is here. Welcome back, McCard. Really missed you yesterday.
I'm back now. It's good to be back.
Yeah. How are you, pal?
We had a seamless show yesterday, it seemed like, without Kadog or McCard.
Huh. Absolutely. It was.
Must have been a coincidence.
Some even say maybe one of our best shows ever.
Huh.
Yeah.
Some might say.
I did happen to listen though, and
Did you?
I heard some shenanigans that went on with the Gitchigami, and I just want to say fuck you guys. So that's really all I have to say on that.
Yeah.
We can just leave it there. I won.
As pros, we learned a long time ago to not trust just a random emailer. But whatever. If you
Yeah.
want to do that, stay in Amateurville. That's fine. You can do that. I don't care. We'll stay here on the pro level with.
I'm going to keep it in AAA with Eric.
I think we'll trust well-respected folk singer Gordon Lightfoot,
Yep.
as well as one Longfellow,
And your second grade teacher,
Mrs. Danley.
Mrs. Danley, as we all remember.
So,
I think her credentials have been called into question.
Well, how was everybody's day?
excellent, Mike.
Day was good. Yeah.
Mine started out with a bang. I had to spend more than enough time in court today.
Mm.
I don't enjoy having to put a suit on, and I had to do that today. So that sucked. It was not a good way to start the week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But in
a suit. Ugh.
standing there in a suit answering a judge's questions for an hour and a half.
Can't you hardly wait till those days are totally gone?
It's brutal.
Will you not miss those?
Oh,
For old time's sakes, get called back into the ring?
no, I will not miss that, Mike.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, it's good to be here on a Tuesday. We got a lot to get to today, including we got another racist receipt. These receipts are popping up left and
receipt
right.
at a restaurant.
Yeah. And I don't know. We'll explain the details of that one. We got a boy born with 3 nooses. Panooses.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a lot of panoozle meat.
A hydra.
A hydra?
Yeah, you've never heard of the mythical creature, the hydra,
No.
the
Cut up.
multiple-headed snake.
You cut off one, another one grows. Hercules fought it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a hydropanoose.
Hydropanoose. Tri-noozle.
Trinoozle, very good.
Okay. We got some college hijinks, hilarity, or vulgarity, depending on who you are and how you look at it. We'll explain what that's all about. Little tie to a fraternity with that one. Not a shocker. Chris Carter with some interesting comments a year ago at the Rookie Symposium that are just kind of making their way to the public now. Ashley Madison, some more fallout from Ashley Madison. Straight out of Compton, had another good weekend. Our guys, our Americans that helped derail that the train in France.
Right.
They derailed the murderer, and they were awarded France's highest honor for bravery.
You're kidding.
I swear to you. Yeah, today the 3 of them. Well, 4 people were awarded that.
Whoa, who's the 4th?
Well, yeah, I know. I didn't want to.
I heard the story. I heard 3 Americans sprung to action.
I know.
And took care of this guy.
Of course, we're talking about U.S. Airman Spencer Stone, National Guardsman Alex Scarlatos, Anthony Sadler, their buddy forever, and Brit Chris Norman.
Okay.
Thrown
And
into the ring.
What did he do?
Yeah. So they were all presented with the Legion of Honneur, Legion of Honor. I assume my French is a little rusty.
They don't waste any time, do they? I mean, dude, what did this happen? Friday?
Yeah.
The fuck?
This happened at the Palace in Paris, the Elysee Palace. They were awarded this award. French president, how do you pronounce his name? Francois?
I don't know. Francois?
Is it Francois? Francois. Francois.
Yeah, Francois.
Francois. Okay.
Francois.
Francois
Dude,
Hollande.
you took French.
I know. Je m'appelle. It's about all I remember from that.
Too much time in the math room and not enough time learning the
French
English
language.
Well, he praised the men for taking action in the face of terrorism. The ceremony was held as the first heroic passenger who wrestled the machine gun from the terrorist was today revealed to be an American professor. So
You're
he's
kidding.
no, I wouldn't lie about that, Paul. Mark Mugalian was shot in the neck.
Damn! You shot me in the neck.
He was shot in the neck as he fought with Ayub El Kazani on board the high-speed train. The other four men, I could have sworn it was three, but
I know.
whatever. Okay.
What?
The other four men then stepped in to overpower the attacker and tie him up. So Mr. Hollins told Mr. Stone and Mr. Scarlatos that while they may have been soldiers on that day, you were simply passengers, but you behaved as soldiers, also as responsible men. The pair and their friend Anthony Sadler subdued the gunman as Mr. Norman, an IT expert,
Okay.
who was
You
awarded
emailed somebody?
he was awarded the highest honor of bravery in France today as well.
Uh-huh.
Or
He jumped in at the end there and helped him tie him up.
oh my god.
What? I mean,
How much in the end?
once the Americans like beat the guy down, got him subdued and unconscious, this guy was there, happened to have some shoelaces on him or something, and
It's ridiculous. Seriously,
Well-
he was unconscious.
well, but yeah,
You wouldn't expect that from the French, though, to like give something just a freebie to a Brit.
yeah, but to throw that in as like a fuck you to the Americans, like other people would have done it too.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not just the Americans. So they like, oh, get someone from Europe in there too and give him the highest honor. So these guys are all standing there, and then there's just this dude, some IT expert.
IT guy.
All of a sudden there's McCard standing there like, yeah, like help tie him up or something. I don't know.
He probably had like paracord.
What?
And
No.
only a nerd like you would know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Or Mr. Norman.
That's what they used to tie up parachutes, guys. Sorry.
Oh, paracord. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. The men showed that faced with terror, we have the power to resist. You also gave a lesson in courage and will, and thus in hope. By the way, the editor of a Belgian woman's magazine was accused of racism for appearing to suggest she felt paranoid about tan guys with bags in the wake of that attack on the train. So Beatrice Ercolini tweeted, "Get on the phallus and resist the urge to
What?
stare at all the tan guys with bags. There are plenty. #paranoia."
She said phallus, not
Oh,
phallus.
okay.
You got excited there for a second. Get on the phallus.
Yeah. Oh,
He was like,
I see what
huh?
happened there.
That was the only reason I started paying attention.
She later came out and said that her remarks had been taken out of context. Her remarks, and
Sure.
that she had intended to encourage diversity.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what she meant?
You
She's-
understood my very clear, plain remarks to be the exact opposite of what I intended.
Right. Strange how that happens. She said all eyes were on a large brown man rummaging in his bag. I was struck by the tense atmosphere that prevailed. My reflex was, in fact, not to fall into the trap, as I suggested in the tweet, and look out the window. My tweet was certainly not intended to stigmatize a community. Quite the contrary. She then deleted the tweet. So
You're kidding.
No, I'm not, Paul. Yeah. So get on the phallus and resist the urge to stare at all the tan guys with bags. There are plenty. #paranoia.
Yeah, that hashtag kind of is damning.
Yeah. I'd rag on her. Well, I want to rag on her for backing off it, but I guess in the culture we're in now, in the atmosphere we're in now, you almost have to like try to find a way to spin that.
It could be read as what she's saying.
It could, but I was on a plane going out to California with a friend of mine right after 9/11, and I remember having the same conversation. I mean, it was like anybody that looked a little tanner than would be
Yeah.
perceived as normal. It was like, eyes on you, buddy. I got my eyes on you. You look a little tan for my liking right now. So I'm guilty of it, and I was not trying to advance diversity. In all fairness and honesty. It was as racist as I intended it to sound when I said it to my buddy. So just so we're clear on that. So if anybody tells you otherwise,
Right. No, I get it.
My word, I don't want to mince words. I was very clearly being racist when I said that.
Got it. man.
Okay, good. Mr. Norman, speaking in French, said it was less a question of heroism than survival for him. I hope this doesn't happen to you, but I ask you to really think, okay, what will I do if this happens? Am I going to simply stand still, or am I going to try to be active in this situation that presents itself?
I guarantee the fact that he spoke French got him up there.
You think so?
Yes.
Maybe.
They wanted a guy getting that award who could speak the language.
Perhaps. It just seems like, what, talk about Johnny come lately.
We didn't hear anything about this guy.
No. And now all of a sudden, oh, by the way, Mr. Norman, everybody, Mr. Norman, and this dude just kind of saunters up there like, yeah, hey, what's going on? Crazy.
Ha!
What am I doing here? There was absolutely no threat to him at that point. Yeah, he was on the train, but he had no, I don't know. As far as our guy, the Americans, they said, appeared slightly overwhelmed as they received France's highest honor.
Well, imagine that. You're on a European vacation on Friday. This thing happens. And then on Monday, you're receiving this fucking French highest award of honor. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's got to be surreal.
At that age,
Got
too,
your thumb about cut off. You've got a wound to your shoulder if you're the one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just stand there like, I just want to go to Amsterdam and smoke down, man.
Yeah.
Bang some nasty chicks.
Yeah.
And here I am getting, like this medal like at the end of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
How cool would that be?
Yeah.
That would be cool, but yeah.
The Princess Leia put that medal around your neck.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah. It's so weird to think about these guys, like still going back to Stone, the guy in the sling, the main guy that was plugging the hole of the guy that was shot in the neck.
Yeah.
And having him dead asleep on a bullet train and then waking up to your buddy just tapping you going, let's go. And looking back and just trying to assess that situation in that instant and then taking action.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. Our boys in ISIS. We haven't talked about ISIS in a while.
There's the scene, man.
Yep.
A New Hope, final scene, the throne room.
Getting the medals.
Hell yeah. Who could forget it?
Yeah.
Get chills every time.
At that point, did she put out for Han?
No.
No. Okay.
Did Luke like her still at this
Yeah,
point?
at this point, it's like you don't know which one of them is going to get the girl, right?
And it's his sister,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yes, even at that point, she was his sister. You're correct.
No, but I wondered if he knew it yet. He doesn't
No,
know
he
it,
doesn't
right?
know.
Anyway.
I gotta watch these again, I think.
Hell yeah, you do.
You know what I
They're
gotta do?
great.
You know what I gotta do is watch them before, go through the whole thing, I guess, before the new one.
There you go. You've got time.
I was reading a review of it, and it sounds like it's going to be really
The
good.
Force Awakens
Yeah.
comes out December 12th, is
25th?
it?
I thought it was Christmas
It's either
Day.
the 12th or the 18th.
18th.
Really
Yeah,
18th?
18th.
Yeah, that sounds more right.
Christmas Day.
But yeah, I heard someone say it, that they saw part of it. Someone sent me a review or something and said it was really good.
Cool.
So I don't know. We'll see. Our boys in ISIS. We haven't talked about ISIS in a while, but they have used dynamite to destroy an ancient temple in Palmyra. Nice, huh?
God, man. This is just...
The temple, I mean, it's not like it was there for a long time. It was only there for like 2,000 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you
This part of the story has always bothered me the whole time. I don't know why it really strikes a chord with me. That really bothers me that these assholes are just blowing up one of a kind items, art pieces, irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Just incredible, man. And I'm not like this big art lover or whatever, but that just really bothers me for some reason.
Yeah. I know it bothers me, and you know what?
For some reason,
where I stand on religion, but it's just something that, like dating back as long as it dates, and being able to withstand all these years.
Yeah.
It's just like,
it's like, really, you're the assholes who are going to blow it up. All these armies that came before you didn't.
And you talk about priceless stuff. I mean, that's you literally can't put a price on that stuff.
Yeah.
And these assholes can just come through, strong arm their way in, and blow the shit up. It's insane. It's considered it was considered one of, if not the best preserved temple on the site. The destruction has been described as an immense loss for the Syrian people and for humanity by the UN's cultural watchdog UNESCO.
Now, is this the same city where they just beheaded the head of antiquities?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
it
a
was-
badass that dude
Yeah.
is. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell them where certain shit was. so
They beat him for a month. They beat that dude over and over and over for a month. 82 years old, and refused to tell him where the gold and antiquities were until they finally got sick of beating the shit out of this guy after a month and then beheaded him.
Wow.
Insane. I mean, think about that. Like what you could withstand at 82 years old.
Probably not.
Yeah, I couldn't stand that. The first time they walked up and got in my face, I'd be like, they're over there. They're over there. Fuck. Swore I wasn't going to tell them. Yeah, they're over there. Just get it over with. One witness said ISIS militants had been laying explosives around the temple for over a month. He said he feared for the other ancient sites in Palmyra, but that no explosives at this point had been placed around them. Activists from the Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights also confirmed that the temple of Balshaman had been destroyed as well. Activists, they said that ISIS used a bulldozer to demolish a 1,500-year-old Mar Elian monastery, a national Syrian treasure, which has stood since 432 AD. God.
It's just crazy.
It sucks, man.
ISIS supporters praised them. They were posting pictures and videos online. They loved these latest acts come after they butchered. His name was Khalid Assad. Khalid Assad is 82. They've also destroyed dozens of churches, ancient archaeological sites over the past year. We've heard about some of those. They were filmed destroying a collection of priceless statues in Mosul. We remember that, and then we heard that they were fakes. A lot of those were fakes.
Yeah, they were moved out a few months before or something.
Yeah, and most of that stuff was taken to Baghdad, and is still okay, except for the winged bull and the god of Razan. The winged bull was supposedly the same, which stood at the gates of Nineveh from the 7th century BC.
Damn it.
That's really old. That's kind of a long time ago. It was seen as very important locally because it was one of the few ancient objects that had not left the country and gone to Baghdad. In April, footage showed ISIS using sledgehammers and barrel bombs to demolish the city near Mosul, which dates back to the 13th century BC. Militants hammered away 3,000-year-old sculptures, carved stone slabs before bulldozing and exploding the ruins. So I was wondering when they were going to do that. Once you heard that they took over Palmyra, it was like, why is it? Because we knew that like a month or 2 months ago even, that they'd got control of that city. And I expected within minutes to see that they were doing this again. So they took a different route this time and wired the whole city for a month and then boom, blew it all up.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Hey, Zott Ford is closer than you think. They've had TDC listeners drive from all over Metro Detroit to I-75 and Exit 98 in Holly to take advantage of incredible deals. Enjoy fresh movie-style popcorn and wet their whistle with limitless supplies of refreshing bottled water. But fear not, if you cannot make the pilgrimage to Holly, Zott Ford will have Big E personally deliver your new Ford to your home or office. All you have to do is ask. Go check out their phenomenal deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
You ever wanted to murder a 3-year-old?
Oh, yeah.
You have?
Yeah, 3-year-olds suck typically.
Well, I mean,
terrible 3s, Mike.
I've heard of the terrible 2s. I've never heard of the terrible 3s.
It is the terrible 2s.
But have you ever really, like, honestly had an urge to want to murder a 3-year-old? Because I do right now.
Yeah, I've been very frustrated with 3-year-olds, as a matter of fact.
I mean, beyond frustrated.
No. I wouldn't truly murder.
What if you knew they were going to grow up to be a monster?
We already went through this when we asked if you would kill the 3-year-old Hitler, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
The baby Hitler, whether we would kill the baby and girls more than guys said no still.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. God, it's a memory. Yeah, and I think you decided right away, didn't Jay? Like, fuck yes, I would kill Hitler.
Yeah, I think so.
Knowing what he'd grow up to be. Well, we've got this little son of a bitch here. He's looking into the camera, a little 3-year-old, no older than 3 anyways. He's got a teddy bear in his left hand and a knife in his right hand. And he then appears to smile as he uses the weapon to hack the head off the toy.
That little son of a bitch.
Yeah. It's believed to be released by ISIS. The boy then lifts his knife triumphantly in the air.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. The guy behind the camera shouts takfir, a derogatory term used for non-believers.
Sure.
The child raises the weapon in the air, seemingly copying the gestures of Jihadi John.
Look at this little son of a bitch. Does he have a Santa bear?
Yeah, there he is.
Ah, look at him go. Come on, man. Is that a Santa bear? Is it a Care Bear?
Perhaps. I don't know what it is.
Look at him go. He's not very good. He's not very skilled with the blade.
Not yet.
He's got a lot of work to do.
Look at him go. That is disgusting. Unbelievable.
Takbir! Takbir!
Wow.
God, that music sucks.
Yeah, that's awful music.
Yeah, what's worse, the music or the fact that there's a 3-year-old kid cutting off the head of a teddy bear?
Possibly the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's arguable.
So yeah, the boys' clothes also resemble that of Jihadi John. ISIS has reprogrammed their young and impressionable minds into those of killers. Indoctrinating kids with ISIS fanaticism is not only the essential population, or the easiest population, to indoctrinate, but it also produces new generations of believers and at some point fighters. This is the fear of all of this stuff on a much, much softer and easier level. It drives me nuts when I see a 5-year-old walking through the streets holding a "fuck the police" sign or Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot.
It just shows you another generation of this shit.
Exactly. That there's no resolution or idea to stop this madness. It's just like, nope, just ingrain that, because as you've taught us, it would be very, very easy to get Russell at 3 years old to behead a bear, a teddy bear like that.
Right.
Or even a live animal for that matter.
Yep.
Russ?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
So in July, a small child was filmed beheading a human victim, and the first of its kind. Another Syrian soldier, he was captured at a nearby army checkpoint. So he's forced to lay on his stomach with this kid picking his hair up. Yeah, imagine that.
Oh,
it's insanity.
Time to be done with these fuckers.
Yeah, what do you do though?
Bomb the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Put a bunch of guys on the ground and kill them all.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
I guess.
A multi-generational attack. You commit to it and you just say, shit's not going to be easy. A lot of our guys are going to die.
Yeah.
But we got to do it.
Yeah. It is kind of like when you find out that you've got black mold in your house or you've got an infestation of some sort. And you
can't
have to
spot treat it, can you?
No, you can't. You tent the house and you take care of it. You know, that's what you do to eliminate the problem, and you make sure that the problem is eradicated from the planet. And nobody seems to want to do that, and that's not going to stop. You've got generations and new generations that are coming up believing that, and that's where that goes.
Well, we have a current president who wasn't willing to do it 6 years ago. He's certainly not going to do it at the end of his second term. So we'll have to wait.
Yeah.
See if somebody with balls gets in there.
Yeah. I wonder what Trump would do, or anybody else.
He would cut off the oil money and take it all for himself or ourselves. Right? That's his idea.
My God, these this stuff is just getting started too. It's been entertaining, but George Bush was down in Texas today, or Jeb Bush, was down in Texas today, and he's so trying to appeal to the base and cater to the Mexican population.
Yeah.
He's speaking Spanish he's answering questions. He's taking questions.
He's done that for a long time though.
I know.
His wife is
I know.
Spanish, right? Okay.
Yeah, Mexican woman. But yeah, he's taking and answering questions. I'm watching this on TV going, are you shitting me? What country are we in right now? Is this for real?
Dude, I have a friend whose son just started school today.
Yeah.
Kindergarten. He is going K through 5, all Spanish speaking during class.
Why? Just to learn another language?
Yeah. The dude will be bilingual by the time he comes out of elementary school. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean,
is that good?
I wish I could have. You know what I mean? Really?
Yeah, it'd be nice to have that, but it just, I don't know.
That seems like it would completely upset the whole educational environment. Maybe I'm wrong. Like it adds this whole other complication.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's hard enough to teach these kids anyway. And then you add the fact that, we're doing this in Spanish too. But I guess if you start them young, right, they're going to.
Well, that's when it's easiest. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like there's other things on the docket. that are of importance. You wouldn't want to spend too much time in the Spanish room and not enough time in the math lab.
That's right.
If you will.
They say we're so behind in science and math. Maybe concentrate on that more. I don't know.
Yeah. So did these parents, could they have taken the opportunity to say no?
Yeah, there was a choice and they chose this. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to talk to them about what their reasoning was. I just heard this through Gab.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what their reasoning was, that it's never a bad idea to have a second language.
Yeah.
That's not going to hurt you. But you would think that it would come at the expense of something else, perhaps. That'd be the fear.
That would certainly be the worry. Mike.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
I got to tell you about our buddy David Helm. This segment is brought to you by Helm Law. If you're facing criminal charges, don't become just one of 30,000 cases for the public defender. Get real representation from Helm Law. Whether you're leaving your children in the car, mouthing off to a cop, or have your hands full on a bus, Helm Law will make sure that you remain out there walking among us. Call them at 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation and tell them you support the Detroit Cast. You'll get 15% off.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
Well, I wonder if Helm or lawyers like him are excited about this Ashley Madison thing. I know we've joked about it a few times.
Didn't somebody file suit today?
Yeah. Someone not in America, though. I think it was maybe a Brit. I could be wrong on that. But there have been a couple people that
somebody's going to try to get a judgment before they go under.
Yeah, that could be. But I'd be more like, if I was a lawyer, though, I'd be thinking more about you find out your husband's on there and then your marriage is over and those divorce attorneys getting.
Oh, those guys. Okay. Not suing Ashley Madison, but profiting via the divorces.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Exactly. 2 people, they say now, have committed suicide over this as well. Yeah. They think it was because of the Ashley Madison leak. Captain Michael Gorham, who served 25 years with the San Antonio Police Department, was named as one of the suicide victims. Canadian police confirmed a second suicide of a person also believed to have been using the website.
Neighbors of the North.
Yes. The website has now offered a $500,000 bounty to anyone who names the hackers and helps police secure a conviction. The death of Captain Gorham in San Antonio, Texas, came just days after the leak, and it was announced that he was part of that, or his name was on there. One of his colleagues posted a tribute on Facebook. Rest in peace. You are truly one of the guys I've most respected in my law enforcement career. No task too big, no goal too lofty. Never met a stranger, never backed down. Always had your partner's back. When you were in charge, your officer's back. Whatever it was, I wish one of us could have reached you, could have told you. Regardless, it will be okay. Love you, Mike. This is a hard day. God bless you and your family in the department. So yeah, they have already seen lawsuits filed. A family lawyer in America, one lawyer did describe it as Christmas in September.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Canadian widower Elliot Shore, who joined the site after his wife of 30 years died of cancer, is demanding almost closing in on $8 million in damages after his details were published on the internet. Another high-profile victim is Jeff Ashton, state attorney for Orange and Osceola counties in Florida, he's resigned his post after being revealed as an Ashley Madison user. The prosecutor said Sunday that he had committed no crime and never followed through with an affair on the cheating website.
I heard that so many times. Either it's a fake account or, I signed up but never went through with it.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes it might not be that he didn't go through with it. Sometimes maybe he didn't have time. Didn't make that connection yet.
I don't like the idea of this. Like, we're looking at the end of this, but this is a huge crime. Like the morality piece, police taking down this website, whether you like it or not, is kind of irrelevant. Like, you have a morality issue with what these people are doing. They're not breaking the law technically. And you've outed all millions and millions of people because you don't agree with what they're doing. And I have a huge problem with that, where it's like, I want those people severely brought to justice because unfortunately, if stuff like this goes through, where do you draw the line? It's the same problem I have with a lot of these PC things.
Well,
where do you draw the line? Your medical records get released. At what point does it get to something that you do give a shit about? Because I see a lot of people making comments like, they're cheating on their wife anyways. Fuck them.
as if they're perfect, as if
everybody else is perfect.
Right, dude. It's just like V. Stiviano, how she got that, released that stuff about Sterling. And then it's like we all forgot that, like, dude, she kind of secretly and maybe illegally released this information.
And cost him a $2 billion team.
Right.
It's insane when
and
you
the
think
idea,
about it.
I love it. When the idea of some of these people that like you said, he was cheating anyway. So he just, as if,
I'm seeing that discussion by tons of people.
Those in glass houses, right? This idea that person's perfect in his background is insane. It was like, it was like with smoking, when they got rid of smoking in bars. I don't smoke, and I love not having smoke on my clothes when I come home on Saturday nights, but I didn't like the idea of the government saying no to it, and people say, well, fuck smokers. Like, well, dude, if you fuck this person and you just let it go, eventually it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
And there's going to be no one there for you.
The problem too is this is a very soft target. Like, who's going to stand up and for
I'm for cheating.
I'm for cheating on your spouse. But that's not really the point. That's you've gone behind the scenes and released a bunch of information about a whole lot of people that you don't really know their story, their reasoning for things, and you're playing judge, jury, and executioner on their behavior. And I don't want someone making that decision for me. And I don't have anything to hide. I've never been married. You're not going to find my shit on a cheating website. But I just know how many people have skeletons in their own individual closets. And if people start digging into people's behind the scenes computers and play this tattletale game on each other, dude, people aren't going to like where that goes.
Everybody
seriously
has something, dude, in some capacity. I don't believe that nobody has nothing that you could find if you wanted to. It might be from high school. It might be nowadays, these days with kids with with tweeting and all that stuff. It's just, you're going to have something, dude. Everyone
but
will.
The fact that everybody has something, does that make it wrong for the other thing to be exposed? I mean, I get it. I don't like the idea of these friggin' hackers doing this either. That's bullshit. But for people to throw out comments like you're saying that, and you're objecting to them, like, oh, fuck them. I mean, they did. I know it doesn't matter to a lot of people anymore, but they did make a vow to their spouse that they wouldn't do that sort of thing, that they'd stick with them. So it's like, hey, if you're gonna go down that road, I don't know. Yeah,
I know what you're saying, but I don't think that's someone else's call to make. That if you have to answer to whatever your little world is, your God, your wife, it's just not for some random stranger to out on your behalf.
It's a dick move, granted.
It's a total dick move.
When you play that game, when you go down that road as a spouse, and that's the example here, and there could be a million examples, like you say, this could be a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Where does it end?
It's offensive, but
okay. But that's the issue here. And I guess you play that game, you run that risk. I mean, I'm a married dude. I've been married forever. I got a family I'm really highly invested in. I'm going to play that game, and I'm going to go on there, and I'm going to put my name in there. I'm rolling the dice to an extent.
Yeah.
And if you don't you know it's wrong, and that's why you're doing it in secret.
Mm.
And if you don't want it to come out later, you got to think about, hey, what's the consequence of this? What could happen?
Mm-hmm.
And you're clearly taking a risk. At some point during the decision making, you must be thinking about what's the worst. And maybe you're completely discounting that. Maybe you don't give a shit. Maybe you really do.
Yeah.
But
you're
fucking with your relationship.
I'm not condoning the behavior.
I know
at all. I just know
don't.
It's very easy to stand on this side of it now and go, look at them over there and what they're doing wrong. I don't believe in that. Well, at some point you might not like it then, and you won't have much to bitch about when they go and release all your medical records somewhere. They decide on their own. Some hacker group goes, oh, well, Blue Cross Blue Shield is fucking people over
but that's
this way.
Totally different issue.
No,
your medical records and something you're doing immorally. I mean, I don't want my medical records released either.
But remember what their point was. They tried to say that this had more to do with the fact that it was bullshit. It was a fraudulent site. That most of the people on there were cheating, scummy men who were lied to about stuff. And it's like, okay, well, if you're going to out every company, you could. I mean, every toy I bought as a kid promised to fucking fly around awesome, and it didn't.
But you're going, what's your beef with, the hacker or the people?
The hacker.
Okay, but you're also criticizing the people who are saying, fuck them. They put their stuff in there. They deserve it. And I don't think you have much to stand on to criticize those people, because it really is true. I mean, those people are cheaters. They meant to cheat. They went on there with the intention of cheating.
Maybe so.
So I don't have that much of a problem with a commenter. Yeah, I mean, it's rude, and those in glass houses, as you say, you're a sinner too, guaranteed.
Yes.
But I don't have much of a problem with somebody saying, you got what you get when you do shit like that.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. It seems like a very judgmental thing of people to say as if their lives are perfect.
Yeah, but isn't that what everybody that we judge each other all day long? I mean, fuck.
Maybe so,
we
but
throw a picture up there. What's the first thing we do? Does she have big tits or not?
Well, yeah, that's okay. That's us doing that.
That's allowed.
Is she of age or not?
Yeah, well,
sometimes we disagree on that.
No, I would hope there would be more of an outrage for the illegal behavior going on, that of releasing this stuff. That's a crime to do that. That's
I don't think anybody
place.
disputes that, but I think.
But I don't hear the outrage
once the
about
dust
that.
settles, or once that's a given, then everybody goes, "Well, sorry, dude, but you signed up for it. That's what you get."
Yeah,
I think it's sort of two different issues.
Well, I guess maybe if I saw more outrage from people saying, no, I don't like this idea of people being able to come in behind the scenes and out everybody else, because the truth is we're getting to that point where there's a lot of your life that's available that we've kind of got in our home computers and in our cameras. And I don't like the idea of people being able to come in behind the scenes, whether it's the morality police or some guy just doesn't like you at work and he's able to hack into your fucking phone. And all of a sudden you take a few snapshots of your wife in lingerie in her bedroom. And all of a sudden it's like, fucking look at this. Ugh. And people go, well, they decided to take disgusting pictures in their bedroom, so fuck them. And I'm going, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
I think we can all agree hackers suck. And this idea of taking shit out of people's personal shit and disclosing it sucks. Maybe this is petty, the discussion, but I wouldn't have a problem. I don't think it would bother me as much if I saw 500 people saying, this is an outrage that this shit goes on. These people need to be brought to justice. And then there were a few Bible thumpers, like really hardcore, that were like, fuck them. They got what they deserve. Screw them. But dude, I'm seeing way more people going, well, you live that life. That's what you get. As if they're perfect individuals. And this is coming from someone who's not married and doesn't have a fucking site there. I don't have a dog in this race. I just think it's Have you
bullshit.
Searched your name yet?
No. And if it's on, I wouldn't give a shit if it was on there. Search my name. Can you search my name, Mickey?
And did they make it available on the internet yet?
I think there are sites you can go and search to see if
I had
your
a friend
email's on
searching
there.
people the other day.
Did you search me?
No. I said, I wonder if I'm on there, and he searched. He's like, no, you're not.
Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping someone would have. You of all people probably have lots of enemies. I could see you being on there.
Right.
E, are you on there?
I did not search, but I would guess not.
Yeah,
I would openly, right? I would openly admit if I thought about going on it before, even though I'm never married, because I thought in my mind, well, these people are looking to cheat, so maybe it's fucking who
get
cares?
Some sweet milk,
right? I actually did think about it at one point, but problem is I would never.
Didn't you bang a married chick once?
Sure.
I think it was more than maybe. Out of the few girls I've had sex with a few girls that have been in relationships at the time or married.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Well done, guys.
Mike, you're not in there, Mike. You're
what?
Good. Yeah, you're not.
This is an outrage. What about me? What about me?
I guarantee you're not.
It
in
just
there.
came up as error, Eric. I don't know.
Oh
no, you're good. You're good too, buddy.
Hey,
Really?
so remember, if you're an attractive female teacher who's eager to brighten her students' future, or you enjoy a good beer but can't seem to find the time to fix your taillight, call Helm Law, 248-679-8804, or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation, and he will give you 15% off just for being a fan.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
Louisiana trooper was murdered.
Oh, this is a brutal one.
Yeah, tough story, man.
Did you hear the guy ran a marathon the day before?
The trooper?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, this fucking guy runs the marathon, goes to work the next day, and this happens.
Wow.
Ugh.
So he's living life on the edge. I mean, he's a cop. He's running marathons. This guy's clearly a thrill seeker, but he was shot in the head by a stranded motorist. Of course, he's trying to help this guy. And Stephen Vincent, 13-year state police veteran, died yesterday morning from gunshot wounds he suffered on Sunday. Colonel Mike Edmondson, head of the police force, the state police, said, as an organization, we're heartbroken over this senseless and tragic death. Our thoughts and
prayers,
yes,
both.
Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
are with his surviving wife and son, Ethan. I'm not even going to rag on that one. that statement. Thoughts and prayers to the officer for sure. Vincent had driven up on 54-year-old Kevin Daigle, whose pickup truck was stuck in a ditch. He determined that the plates of the vehicle matched the description of a previously reported reckless vehicle. So people are calling the police department going, yeah, this guy's swerving all over the road. Police video show Vincent trying to talk the man out of the vehicle. Truck door opens, man comes out with a sawed-off shotgun, and boom, opens fire on the cop. He walked over to the cop as he lay on the ground, said, you're lucky, you're going to die soon.
Yeah, man.
Other
this dude
drivers.
looks totally evil, too. Have you seen him?
I have. He does look evil. White guy.
Yeah.
Old white guy.
Right.
Other drivers stopped to help the senior trooper, which is amazing to me. That's the most amazing part of this story. Man identified as Robert wrestled the gun from the suspect and with help of other civilians used Vincent's handcuffs to restrain him before Robert then radioed for help saying he needed help super fast. A trooper was down. Thank God for several civilians who pulled over. They jumped out, they subdued him, grabbed the trooper's handcuffs and put him on the suspect.
Holy shit.
And then they rendered aid to Vincent. What?
Just that picture of the guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just a creep, man.
Wow.
In a news conference, Edmondson said the shotgun wasn't to do anything else but hurt someone, kill someone. I saw my trooper go backwards and back toward his unit where he was going to try to get some help out there. At least 2 or 3 buckshot pelts hit Vincent in the face. Yeah.
Guy. Damn.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
You just never know. You never know what you're approaching.
Yeah. That's just the reality of it.
And that's why these guys are so careful.
Yeah. As they should be.
That's why they're so inquisitive and, you know, it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
Just, let's all get through this, right?
Yeah.
Everybody comply with each other and be nice to each other and get through it. Look at that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He looks like a movie villain.
He does. He totally looks like a movie villain. Yeah, it always bothers me when you see people, because you'll occasionally see this whenever these police shootings come up, when a cop just gets murdered trying to do his job or run over or anything else, and you'll see people say there are less safe jobs out there than cops not even in the top 5 of most dangerous jobs you can have. When you're talking about different professions that you can have, you know, I can't remember off the top of my head what some of them are, but it's like, are you kidding me? You're going to act like a cop's job isn't dangerous? You're going to try to downplay that? I mean, their job on a day-to-day basis is to go deal with people who are breaking the law.
They're malfeasance.
Yeah. And that's just the majority of their interactions. The majority of their interactions and calls are to deal with someone who doesn't want you dealing with them. It's not to rescue a kitten in a tree. Whether it's
firefighters have very safe jobs.
Oh, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Firefighters, that's one of the ones that's more dangerous than a cop. By the way, they said he's got a number of previous arrests, including DWIs, this Daigle guy.
So was he just shit-faced? Like,
he must have been.
Was he easily apprehended by these other 4, or was it just the 4 of them? There's 4 of them and 1 of him. And
yeah, but just the idea of running up on a guy with a shotgun. I mean, and a sawed-off shotgun, so it's the spray is going to be.
I just wonder though, with reports of him weaving and shit, then he crashed his car. Like, was he just fucking
drunk?
Yeah,
sounds like it.
Just stooping around, and
he'll be charged with first-degree murder now. Police, they said they received several calls Sunday about his maroon Dodge pickup truck with a camper shell that was driving erratically. Sometime after that is when he crashed into the ditch, and
God damn it,
off we go. Yeah.
Hey, do you want to sell your home, but it looks like someone threw a gel ski? Don't let that stop you. As a gift to TDC listeners, Krista Jelski of Remax Suburban will pay to have your entire home cleaned before it hits the market. So check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900. Did El Prez call her? He called her.
Oh, geez.
He set his alarm and called her.
He set his alarm and called her.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I was texting with her
earlier. She answer?
What's that?
Did she answer it in the middle of the night?
I'm not sure. She said, listening to the show. Yes, Ogden did call me in the middle of the night after the show.
Jesus Christ.
Also, what's up with Jay's sister?
Oh.
Yeah, she'll be calling Krista.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I haven't talked to Ogden, and I haven't talked to Krista else either. So I don't know if she answered or not, but he apparently did wake up in the middle of the night and called her.
It's funny. I was with Ogden all morning in court today, and he didn't mention that little factoid.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. Was he so focused on what you guys were dealing with?
So professional, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he walks in I'm in federal court in the hallowed halls of this federal court.
My God.
He walks around the corner. Look at that proof. Like shit.
Jesus.
That's awesome.
What's up, man?
I don't know if that's disturbing or hilarious. These clowns are in a federal court.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. God love him.
Oh, and then I won't say.
What? No, what?
Just about the recording.
Oh yeah. Probably better to leave that. Yeah, we'll have to talk to him and see if he got a hold of her or not. Son of a bitch. Hey, Straight Outta Compton, you saw it, right? E?
Yeah,
you went and saw it last week.
What'd you think, E?
I loved it.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, I think we talked about it briefly.
You talked about it.
Yeah, you hadn't seen it.
I hadn't seen it.
I thought we talked about it after you saw it.
Not on the show.
No,
you and me talked about it after, but not on the show.
I thought we were giving you shit because you wouldn't have known who they were.
That was all pre.
Was that pre?
That was all
okay,
pre stuff.
All right, so you did like it?
Yeah, thought it was great, man.
It dominated at the theaters again this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Second week in a row, #1 movie. Took in $26.8 million. So its total domestic earnings $111.5 million.
Do they still have security at every movie theater?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I'm not seeing anything about that. But that doesn't mean there's not controversy because people are pissed off that they left out of this movie the stuff about misogynistic perspective that they had in their music. And the fact that Dre was kind of a well-known woman beater back in the day. Remember Dee Barnes?
Yeah.
I think Eminem mentions
that's the only
Dee
reason
Barnes
that's why I remember it
in a song, and Dre tells him,
yeah, that's in Guilty Conscience, isn't it?
Guilty Conscience. Yes, you're right. I don't know. You'd probably know it if you heard it, where M mentions. What about
how are you going to
Bonds?
Right.
What?
You're right. Just I gotta because it's a whole back and forth of Dre being the conscience and him trying to tell him to calm down and like, oh, you're gonna tell me not to hit a bitch or something? What's about your shit with
with Dee Barnes? You're right.
Yeah.
So there was that incident.
I have a let you go on with you because I have a question about the movie now that I realize it.
What is it?
I was confused in the end, just because I didn't know the story as well, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did answer it and I just didn't realize it. But I really didn't get in the end if that manager was screwing them over or not. Was he fucking them over?
Jerry Heller?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He doesn't seem like, because in the movie it's really weird because I feel like he really, especially at the beginning, he definitely seems like his goal is absolutely, like he definitely is not racist. He's definitely likes the music and and is trying to push them.
Yeah.
And at the very end, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't really get it. It felt like they didn't.
I think when Eazy-E died, he loved Jerry Heller.
I do too. Still. That's the thing. Like
he never. Now the other guys. I mean, it's one of those deals where you've got, and I don't know if he was a lawyer or if he was just a manager, but he's the white guy that came in and started Ruthless Records with Eazy-E when E had money because he was a drug dealer, and so he was able to partner with this guy, and they did the Easy Does It album, the NWA album, and so you've got moving parts like any operation. And so as the business guy, as the white older business guy, he started this record label with Eazy-E. They did really well. I think he was a lawyer because he drew up a lot of the contracts. But a lot of those guys ended up resenting him because Ice Cube, for instance, when
they weren't getting
left,
theirs.
Yeah, it was like, dude, I'm writing all these rhymes that are being performed, and I don't have a contract. I'm getting paid jack shit, and here Eazy-E's making all this money.
Yeah.
And so those guys obviously didn't like Jerry Heller.
The one thing about that, and by the way, I'm not saying that once you start writing stuff and once you start getting big, you shouldn't get yours. And I'm basing mine off a movie. Obviously, yeah. I'm sure real life, you never know really conversations, how they went. But man, dude, at one point, like you feel like you go from a few months ago when you can't even fucking know where your next meal is, or someone's sleeping on a couch, to hotels, every meal they have paid for, they're just getting wasted, banging, and that's like, in some capacity, don't you think to yourself, like, wow, I'm not totally getting fucked here. My whole lifestyle is getting paid for right now, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I get it.
They probably have more foresight than you, though, E, where they go, all right, this is temporary. Where am I going to be in a year? After
that's what it looked like.
In these 4 hotels.
That's sure what it looked like.
And you're seeing this guy eating filet mignon and staying in the big suite, and you're staying at the Motel 6 down the street.
And you're thinking, I generated this whole thing.
Without me, he doesn't have anything to rap about.
I hear it. I get it.
There's that. Plus, you got to remember, you got to put into context where you are. Like, you're coming from your perspective, which is all shit goes down, and you can just move in with your folks in a fading manner. I mean, where these guys came from, they've got siblings and family to think about who are still stuck in this shithole.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, dude, there's millions of records being sold, tens of millions of dollars being generated, and I can't even get my little brother out of the ghetto.
No, I get it.
So for them, I think it's a totally different argument. But yeah, I know. And
it's just hard.
In a naive way of looking at it, it's like, dude, you're living your dream. You're out on tour. You're touring the world, and
I shouldn't have even.
Didn't they even say that in the movie that Dre's younger brother killed?
Yeah.
While they were still trying to make it and get out of there.
I almost wish I wouldn't have gone to that point, but I do really wish I would have more been answered if that guy really was messing them up or not, screwing them over with money or not.
Yeah, I don't know what that full story is, and unfortunately, some of the people that are no longer here would be the best ones to ask.
Right.
But Dr. Dre has come out now and apologized, of course, in this environment.
He would.
Well, he's tied with Apple now.
I know. But...
So it's probably in his best. Plus, it's very simple now to go after people for things they do and hold them accountable at all turns. So that's probably plays into this too. He made a statement saying, 25 years ago, I was a young man drinking too much in over my head with no real structure in my life. However, none of this is an excuse for what I did. I've been married for 19 years, and every day I'm working to be a better man for my family, seeking guidance along the way. I'm doing everything I can so I never resemble that man again. I apologize to the women I've hurt. I deeply regret what I did, and I know that has forever impacted our lives. Now, Dee Barnes spoke to the New York Times. She's the girl. I think she was a reporter with Vibe maybe at the time. And there was a video that came out that included a part of Ice Cube shitting on the guys, and he in NWA when he'd left the band. I think he was filming Boys in the Hood at the time or something.
Gotcha.
And they got him on set, and he had some disparaging remarks about NWA. You know, like they had those battles all the time: East Coast, West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. And so he said some shit about them that was included in this video that was played at an NWA party, and Dre went up and beat the shit out of her for it.
Oh, wow.
Tried to chuck her down the stairs, slammed her head into a wall. And
that was kind of shouldn't have been played. I mean, that's kind of,
shoot the messenger.
Right. I've never hurt a bitch unless she had it coming to her. I think that was his statement at the time.
Which, I mean, I think that was his statement at the time.
Not saying I agree with it. Just, don't shoot this messenger.
So was there a massive payoff to this chick or what? What happened with that?
Nah, they didn't report anything at the time. There was a couple other girls in addition to Barnes. There was R&B singer. Is it Michelle Le? Michelle Le.
Last name Le.
Michelle apostrophe L-E. Michelle. Michelle.
Le.
I'm not up on my R&B. And there was also Terry B, a rapper who shared a label with Dre in the 80s. I've been talking about my abuse for many, many years, but it has not gotten any ears until now, said Michelle Lee, she was also banging Dre in the late 80s until the mid 90s. They have an adult kid together. During that time, he was often physically abusive, hitting me with a closed fist, leaving black eyes, cracked ribs, scars.
Wow.
She never pressed charges because we don't get that kind of education in my culture. Does it say how to pronounce her name?
I tried to click it. It wouldn't do it.
Is that her birth name? Michelle
Dre.
Ellie?
Jay, we're going to need you here. What is it? Michelez?
Michelet?
Michelet?
Oh.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen that symbol.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
I think that's Michelet.
I think so. I think it comes out lay. Definitely at the end, lay.
Yeah.
Michelet.
Terry B described Dr. Dre's reaction to her song Ruthless Bitch, in which she detailed his very nasty behavior towards her while she was signed to Ruthless Records. So he first heard this in a club. So he's in a club. She's there, and she wrote this song. Nasty bitch, ruthless bitch. I stood up to him. I didn't back down. He kept saying, if you say one more word to me, and then he punched me right in the mouth and then again in the eye.
Yeah.
I also declined to press charges, saying there's no excuse, but this was a different time. She also said Eazy-E took care of her in certain ways to be quiet. Apple said they had a statement as well. Yeah, Dre's apologized for his mistakes he's made in the past. And he said that he's not the same person he was 25 years ago. We believe his sincerity, and after working with him for a year and a half, we have every reason to believe that he has changed.
It'd be crazy not to. He has everything to lose now.
Yeah.
And what, enjoyment do you get out of that? Anyway, you're not running in those same circles. You're not in those same situations. He is a friggin' billionaire now.
It's weird to think about that because I that's kind of how I feel. Like and I know it's hard especially when you're talking about like knocking a chick around. Like how accountable do you hold people? Like what do you take someone who's 50 years old and go, when you were 19, you knocked a chick out or you did this or that? I don't know. Do we want to do that for everybody? Go back to what they were like when they were 18, 19 years old and hold them accountable for every dumb thing they did?
Please don't.
Exactly, right?
Please don't.
But I know when you're talking about smacking a bitch, that's a really tough one.
Especially when you end up being a billionaire and there's apparently he's non-apologetic about it in the past. And so it warrants some comment, I think.
And I do believe that people can change when you talk about where those guys came from. That's unfortunately how a lot of things were probably done. Not that it's right, but you can't change what it was. I don't know. Some people that I've seen are taking issue with the fact that he gave a quote to the New York Times piece and said if he wanted to really make an impact, he would have done it with Vibe or something where inner city youth are going to see.
Oh, okay.
And so that's kind of what they take. And to me, it's like, okay, everybody's going to see because everybody's going to pick that story up out of the Times, and there's plenty of opportunity for anybody with any interest to see that his apology, which seemed heartfelt to me. And I think you're totally right. When you take someone out of that element and they turn into a success, they're just not the same person. We've seen that recently with what's his name, Mark Wahlberg. Remember Mark
Wahlberg? He's no longer Marky Mark.
He's not Marky Mark anymore, but he's trying to get something expunged off his record right now.
Oh, really?
Some crime, some felony he got tagged with as a kid, as a late teens, early 20s. Right? Yeah, it was beating the shit out of someone. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But it's hindered him throughout his life. And here he is. He's like, dude, I'm just not the same.
How has it hindered him through his life? He doesn't need to go put anything down on a job application.
That's not anymore anyway.
God, I don't remember, dude.
Probably just bothers him that I didn't realize you could get a felony expunged, but
what was it? During his youth, he was arrested 20 to 25 times by the Boston Police Department.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wahlberg had developed an addiction to cocaine and other substances by age 13.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty serious.
That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
That's
wow. Ooh, he was charged with attempted murder at one point and pled down guilty to assault and was sentenced to 2 years in some sort of house of correction. So he must not have been old enough.
Yeah, rap his way out of there. How'd he get out of that, man?
Yeah, I don't know. It says right here he rapped his way out.
The funky bunch.
Yeah,
got together.
That's where they got together. No.
God, Donnie led him astray, huh?
Well, was Donnie blown up by then?
When he was 13, yeah, Donnie was probably right on the edge, right? He was pretty freaking young.
When New Kids blew up.
Yeah.
God, we're going back a ways. I just don't remember.
I'm no NKOTB expert.
I'm not as either. Yeah.
But I do remember Donnie and then Jordan
Knight.
And can you name them?
I cannot name the New Kids.
Damn it, dude.
Jordan, Donnie.
Who's the little cute one everybody loves?
Yeah, Mac.
Fuck.
Mac something.
No, there's no Mac.
Yes, there was. No his last name was Mac something.
Oh, I thought you were saying his first name.
No,
his last name.
Joey McIntyre.
Dude, you were
Max.
representing his first name.
Dude,
Max something.
New Kids on the Block, Joey McIntyre, and I spit out Mac. Give me something for that. Who was the goofy face one? Was that Jordan? No, Jordan had a
brother who turned out gay, right?
Jonathan.
Is he gay? Openly gay? I thought he was. And then there was this dude who kind of looked
you're getting the new kids confused with NSYNC.
No. I feel like that guy was gay, but maybe not.
Careful.
No, I know.
Don't go out.
Maybe I'm just guessing. I'm totally guessing.
Jonathan Knight is not gay.
Okay. Ooh. My apologies to Mr. Knight. And then there was like Danny something. Danny started with a T.
Danny Wood.
Okay, with the W. I mean,
I would have never guessed that. Danny's the goofy one that.
Yeah.
There's always one that doesn't quite fit.
Yeah.
He's not gay either.
No. Okay. None of them were gay.
Tread carefully, counselor.
I'll be damned.
Are we really talking about New Kids on the Block?
Hell yeah.
No, you're right. I think I did conflate New Kids with NSYNC.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, Lance Bass.
Yeah, that's I think who you're thinking of.
Okay.
Who came out as a homo.
Then there's the other one. What was the other one?
It's really pushing for this.
Dude.
He's just really
the other one that was right next to NSYNC for a while.
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys. Were any of them gay?
Or all of them? Were any of them not gay?
I don't know. Maybe that's the way to do this.
Look at this stupid picture of the New Kids on the Block where he's wearing the shirt. Drugs suck. I don't know.
Donnie was like kind of like the tough guy one, right?
Yeah, the badass.
Yeah.
Drugs suck. I don't know. That's funny to me.
Lance Bass is gay.
Very.
Doesn't he want to go to space too? Didn't he put down a bunch of money?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, good talk, Mike.
George Michael's gay.
Yes. We don't need to list all celebrities who are gay.
McCart's just
gay celebrity.
Jonathan Knight. No way.
Is he?
Yeah.
He is gay. Woo! You just said Jonathan Knight wasn't gay.
Well,
now
McCart
he is
reported
gay?
wrongly again.
Yeah.
Well,
apparently has sucked.
Get your goomy.
Does this go to his credibility?
Get you got me. No. I have all kinds of credibility now.
So he is gay. According to what though? Wikipedia?
The Onion.
Yeah.
I'm on the that's reliable, right?
Sure. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. So someone like Wahlberg that's trying to get this off his record, this felony, would you have a problem with something like that?
With him going back and trying to get it off?
Yeah.
No, that's why those laws are there. I mean, if you can go back and the judge you make the argument to buys it, sure.
Yeah.
Because you mature, no question about it. There's shit I did 16, 17, 18 years old I'd never dream about doing right now.
Yeah, tons of stuff.
Yeah.
And luckily we didn't get caught for most of it.
Right.
You know, if we had most
of it.
It's most of it. Some of it we did. Anyway, why don't we take a quick time out? We'll come back. Chris Carter
stepping in it a year ago,
and then some outrage at a local college in Virginia, not a local college, but a college in Virginia, and that and much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford and Holly. Please don't hit fast forward. You're going to want to hear what I have to say. Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford and Holly. Please don't hit fast forward. You're going to want to hear what I have to say. We're excited to announce 0% financing for 72 months and $1,000 in rebates on all new 2015 cars and SUVs. Plus, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2015 Ford F-150. Friends, we can debate if the King has a magnum-sized Sharpie or simply a healthy prostate all we want, but we can't debate that this is truly an amazing deal. Again, get 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 in rebates on cars and SUVs, or 0% financing for 72 months on the all-new F-150. And you can get it all at Zott Ford in Holly. Check out our absurd deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
Welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Tuesday. Mike and Jay. And
Where do you broadcast from?
Franklin, Radio for One Studios, Paul.
Are you on live right now?
We are. As a matter of fact, yep. We are.
You're kidding.
No, wouldn't lie to you about it.
Love that man.
Yeah, he's a good man.
It's a good man. Understanding man.
Good for his paper products.
He is.
Well known. It's good to hear him in drop form.
You're kidding.
No, I'm serious, Paul.
Well, I don't know. You left your job?
He did. Eric's
I
here
don't know,
too.
But I just don't think he's that good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you broadcast from?
Again, my house.
My God,
We've been
geez.
through this, Paul. Stay
Well, he
on
is
point.
older. He's an older man.
He's on a loop. Sorry about that.
You're kidding. Anyways, Chris Carter, the NFL. You guys excited for the NFL season? I know I am.
Yes.
I am, man. I'm ready for some football. This is the time of summer where you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, especially with the
need more.
Tigers, how they are
Yeah.
too. I mean, it doesn't hurt that we're pretty much not going to have October baseball for the first time in a few years here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we're not McCard going to have fall baseball in Detroit this year. Sorry.
I mean, it's
We're not.
less than 5 games. I don't know what your
Have you
problem
seen
is.
this team?
It's
They're not-
less than 5 games.
Whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. Point is,
Don't you sometimes look at a team though, McCard, and go, it's just not happening?
I do, yes. And there
this
is
is
definitely, it's not. Because again, once it's 7, 8 games, yeah, okay, we're done. But at 5 games, we're so not done.
all right. Well, in my mind, we're not having October baseball. And the point is, I hate to say this, but I think I'm excited for the Lions.
Yeah. I'm excited for the
starting
Lions.
to hear some good stuff, and I'm looking at some. I don't know.
I'm excited for the Spartans.
Are you?
Oh, there you go.
So what do they get ranked in the top 5, right?
I think AP put them at 5.
At 5.
Yeah.
Who do they have at number 1?
Oh, Jesus. I think it's the Ohio State University.
It's gotta be
Yeah,
Ohio
yeah.
State. It's gotta be.
Followed closely by TCU.
And I think Baylor's one in front of MSU.
Okay.
So there was some bitching about that. Wait a second, we beat them in the bowl, and we have our quarterback returning.
Where did Michigan come in? Because I thought people were saying they were rated higher than they
Scroll
initially
down,
thought
Mick.
they would
Scroll
be.
down, down.
Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling.
Keep going.
Keep going. You're getting
Here it
there.
is.
down.
It's at the bottom.
They are in the top
Keep going.
25, though, right? I believe.
That is strictly because of the coach.
I know. That's the
Seriously,
thing. It's
why
all-
would they be?
Yeah, there's absolutely no
That's college football,
rhyme
right?
or reason.
They're not in the top 25.
Oh, they're not.
They're not.
I
They
actually
got
thought
they
were.
got 2 votes.
Okay.
So
That's actually better. It's probably better than not, really.
Yeah.
that's the AP poll.
What did USA Today do? Or ESPN? I
Scroll
thought
down,
someone
down.
Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, good.
Next page.
Next page, you asshole.
Just skip to
25.
page 5.
25.
Get there.
As if there's 5 pages in the top 25.
They're at 118.
There's only like 126
As a
Division I
Sparty-
football teams.
What?
I was trying to think how many. You said they're at 118. I'm like, come on. Like, there's only like 126 or something. What is it? Division I football teams.
Who cares, E?
I know.
Who the fuck cares?
They're
Are
not
you-
on any of these polls.
Okay. Are you worried at all about Michigan this year?
Are
Are you buying into the hype, the Harbaugh hype?
rival? Dude, I don't care what they do other than in the game against us.
Yeah.
So whatever. I guess it's at Michigan and it's a rivalry game. So sure,
Yeah.
anybody can rise up and beat anybody in that game. But got a strong squad, so
Mhm.
we should be okay. But you never know.
The NFL season, it's good to see preseason going. And before we know it, they'll be kicking off on a Thursday night.
Before you know it, we'll have like season-ending injuries. Right?
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, before you know it.
The worst.
Or it's already happened.
Remember
Yeah,
James Stewart? That had to be the biggest kick in
Oh
the nuts
my
for a Lions
God.
fan.
No, Jeff Garcia was probably bigger. There was some expectations on that Garcia team, and he
Really?
was still playing late in that Buffalo Bills preseason game.
Dude, James Stewart was so bad. That was so
James
bad.
Stewart was bad, but your quarterback going down in a meaningless game, and that was there. There were
Was he out for the
expectations.
season? I don't remember
He was
that.
out for a long time. I don't
Really?
remember. He
There were
became like a big
expectations there?
cheerleader. Yeah.
So that was the Mariucci years?
Uh,
Had to be, right?
I don't
no one else
remember
would have brought
exactly.
Garcia in.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be. I just don't remember exactly. So yeah, the NFL does their rookie symposium every year, which is making news
Probably
today.
a good idea.
In theory, yeah. They basically, these symposiums, they get together and they talk to these new millionaires, the incoming rookie class, and try to get them to understand the gravity of their new position in life.
It's a great idea.
Absolutely.
For the league, absolutely do it.
For the longest time, they didn't do stuff like that. And it really started, well, I shouldn't say, it's not that I know exactly when it started, but I know when guys like Kriplovich, when we were hanging with those guys. Kriplowicz. And Matt Russell, like those guys would go into those meetings and they would hook them up with financial guys. I mean, they'd come out with big paperwork on like hook them up with like how to deal with the money and all that stuff, try to get them on board. And they have a lot of veterans come in because it gives them street cred. You don't want to hear from your old white goofy coach, and you're not going to listen to him, but you might listen to a Hall of Famer,
Warren Sapp or Chris Carter,
right? And Chris Carter has been making headlines because this is just this bombshell has just come out.
Why did this just come out, by the way? You said it was a year ago, right?
It was at the 2014 rookie symposium. Chris Carter told incoming players that it's in their best interest to have a fall guy in their crew.
I agree.
Is he being serious?
I don't know. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear what he said. So
if you're going to have a crew, make sure you know who's going to be the fall guy. Okay? I know none of y'all going to never drink leg. I know none of y'all going to never use no drugs and everything. All y'all going to go to Bible study. I realize that, but still get you a fall guy. Okay? If you're going to have a crew, make sure they understand can't nothing happen to you. Your name can't be in lights under no circumstances.
It's a good move.
All right? Y'all understand that? All right, let's go to the first question. I agree. Just stand up, tell me who you are.
Good point.
Okay, he wasn't joking.
Yeah, he's not joking. Now, if the Detroit cast was to have a fall guy, I mean, just like if we were to put this in terms that we can all relate to, because obviously we're not NFL players. Not that we couldn't have been. I mean, we didn't choose to go that route. Maybe we could have been great NFL players. We chose to go this route. Now,
you realize that the fall guy has to agree kind of to be the fall guy.
No.
Well, you could.
I'm not going to save your ass if you're drunken driving or something.
3-on-1, you'd be the one.
You're the fall guy.
Yeah,
I'll just keep saying no.
It's a democracy. You're a fall guy. We all voted.
I'm selfish though, so I don't care.
So usually there are no media in these things. When you've got these types of discussions, these are closed door meetings with players, former players.
That looked professionally filmed.
Yeah, I think they'll film that stuff, but they won't. The NFL is very protective about what's released, what is made available. That's why
frank discussion,
right? Or they just don't want. They don't want something getting out there that they're not in front of, and so that's why this stayed buried as long as it did. There's a guy from the MMQB, Monday Morning Quarterback. And Robert Klemko is his name, and he wrote an account of the panel. He was invited to this, the first time a media guy was invited there. And he wrote an account of the panel led by Carter and Warren Sapp. He did not mention these comments. Now they say we know why, and it's because the NFL asked him not to. Today, Klemko addressed his experience and said, I agreed to the NFL's condition that I would not enter the small group sessions, and there would be one or two things the league could look back on and say, that was off the record. When the public relations or marketing arm representing the organization or a player facilitates access such as this, there's often a verbal agreement that certain details observed in the course of reporting may be negotiated for omission. Personally, I only agreed to these omissions when the subject matter is immaterial to what I gather is the larger point of the story, which in this case of the symposium, I believe Carter's comments were. So you could argue that.
Yeah, I wonder how other journalists would feel about that explanation. Like, I'm sure there's some like, dude, fuck you. You should have stood your ground on that.
Yeah.
But then other ones are, I'm sure, like, hey, you got to play ball in order to get those types of scoops.
That's the catch-22. They can so easily write you off. And you got to, in fairness to this reporter, you put yourself in a position where you're invited there as long as you're willing to play ball with us. So you could out that.
Yeah.
And chop yourself off at the knees and never get access again.
So you end up with a vanilla story about, what a great symposium this was. Here are the subjects. And It's a great experience for the young players when there could be a much better story.
Right.
If you're really talking about it.
Do you see this as a problem? Or is this just kind of being real? Because there are some people that are like, hey, man, he's being real.
It's not good. I mean, you're saying, we all know you're going to do this shit.
Yeah.
And that really shouldn't be the point of this symposium, right? It really should be, no, guys, you're going to be tempted to do this shit. Don't do it because you're going to end up like me and Warren over here.
Yeah.
We both, did some bad shit and paid for it.
And it's funny to have these guys. To me, it's funny anyways.
Kind of ironic to have those two, right?
Yeah. When you think about players in the league who are Hall of Famers who did things the right way, you think of Tim Brown, Jerome Bettis. I don't think he had any problem. Jerry Rice. There are Steve Young. There are lots of guys you could point to.
But that's what I'm saying. When they bring those two on, it's probably specifically because they did have problems. So they have a certain wisdom that they can impart on these guys. And instead of doing that and saying, hey, go by the straight and narrow, don't veer. They went, well, if you're going to do this shit, have a fall guy.
Yeah,
that's bad, man.
The argument to that is, yeah, you could be a fuck up just like us and still be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the fact is Warren Sapp fell in the draft tremendously because of weed. He couldn't stop smoking weed at Miami. And Chris Carter almost ended his career with the Eagles because of drugs and alcohol. He could not stop getting fucked up as this superstar rookie. And he got cut by the Eagles and then was picked up by Minnesota, got his shit together, and ended up having a great career.
All he does is catch touchdowns.
But Warren Sapp, I mean, 3 months ago we were talking about him beating the shit out of hookers.
Right. He disagreed with the price.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
He's haggling over the price of hookers.
Yeah.
Where was his fall guy? He's sitting there like, yep, hell yeah, you got to have a fall guy and shit.
Yeah, how come he didn't have a fall guy for that hooker night?
I don't know.
Maybe Carter hadn't got to him yet with that. And he needed to sit through the symposium.
No, that was before. This was a year ago. So he had heard that message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Fuck.
But the fact is, dude, think about the guys you're talking about coming into the league who have been nothing if not the world-class athletes of the world. They've been told they're the shit since they were 5 by everybody. Their mistakes have been excused by adults across the board. They've gotten away with murder in a lot of cases. Almost literally for their entire lives. And now they're thrown into this. And if you just had players going, oh, mind your P's and Q's. It's like I did at Miami when I was fucking everything that moved and drinking every night of the week. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why? So the local sheriff can look the other way. So my coach can make it go away.
Yeah.
So
they're just keeping it real.
So are they keeping it real, or are they not doing these guys any favors? I imagine you'd listen to those guys in that speech more than you would your coach who's trying to tell you. You'd be just going, whatever, dude. Yeah. We'll stay out of trouble. But these guys are going, look, man, the lights are a lot brighter in the NFL. So if you do, make sure you got that one guy in your crew that's willing to take the heat. That makes me think of Ray Lewis when the murder charges were going on.
Yeah, man.
Get rid of his gun, motherfucker. So anyway, this guy has come out and says, when Carter said the words "have a fall guy" in what was a lighthearted and animated session that at times made league employees in attendance cringe, the NFL's Kim Fields looked my way and said, that can't go in the story. I was torn. Kim Fields. I didn't realize she was after the Facts of Life.
Oh,
Tootie.
God. Tootie.
Yeah. Apparently he's working for the NFL now. That's weird.
What a diverse career.
Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah.
I was wondering what happened to Tootie.
Yeah, she left Natalie behind, obviously.
Mentioned her on her roller skates rolling into this. She dominated scenes that she was in.
How out of place was Natalie on that show?
Oh, terribly. It was,
yeah, the portly one.
It was inclusive.
Who couldn't stop laughing at her own jokes.
Yeah.
Remember that? How she'd try not to smile every time she made a joke.
Yeah.
A scripted joke, of course.
Mm-hmm.
God, be a pro, Natalie.
Yeah. She was young.
Do you remember the friend?
Oh my God.
The friend that came on?
Yeah, you're talking about Jerry. Jerry, who was Joe's cousin. I'm Jerry.
She taught us all about inclusiveness.
Look up Jerry Facts of Life.
Yeah.
See if you can find some video of Jerry from the Facts of Life.
It taught us a lot, Mike.
Straight to hell, dude. This is one of those straight to hells, Jay. Thank you for that.
You had to bring up Tootie. You don't think I'm going to go to Jerry?
Kim Fields is in the story.
You brought up Tootie, you
Kim
son of a
Fields
bitch.
is in the story.
I'm going to immediately go Natalie and then from there to Jerry.
I know you are. I was hoping we'd get off point before we got to Jerry. Unfortunately, we didn't. If we stay on it any longer, we'll circle around. We'll get to We'll get to Different Strokes. We'll end up in the bike shop. You know how this goes.
We'll end up like Dudley in a bike shop. God damn it.
His bucktooth father.
I love you, son.
I love you, son. This is not your fault.
I love you, son. Do we got Jerry?
I'm looking for Blair Warner.
God, I want to see it. Oh, yeah.
You must be her cousin Jerry.
Oh, it's Blair's cousin. That's right.
Jerry
Not Joe's.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A comedian with cerebral palsy became the first
My
handicapped
favorite
person to play a
palsy,
regular
the
role in
cerebral
prime
one.
time.
Yeah. I was
And
hoping
while
she had
Jerry
bells,
was
but
welcomed by the entire cast with open arms, she felt her presence was also an uncomfortable reminder for one of her fellow actors.
Good Natalie.
I wanted to see some of her talking.
Yeah, we need like a scene of Jerry. We need like
The
acting.
best of.
Oh, wasn't she a freaking stand-up comic?
comedic, yeah.
Mm,
On the show, that was her thing,
Yes.
wasn't it?
On the show, she
yes.
What?
Yeah.
That was a shtick.
What?
And they'd have
Is this
these
her doing
scenes of
stand-up?
her.
This is her. Some of her
Jerry
stand-up.
Jewell.
This is from the show?
I wonder if she's going to acknowledge the
Ladies and
palsy.
gentlemen, Jerry Jewell. Yeah, I wonder if she'll make a joke about her palsy.
Probably not.
No.
I doubt
Thank
it.
you so much. This is so exciting. This has been given so much publicity that I am an out comedian for the first time.
She's gay, too?
The funniest thing I've ever
I'd pay to see that.
is a friend of mine forwarded a tweet to me that someone had tweeted, said, "Oh my God, Jerry Jewell is gay? I thought she had cerebral palsy all this time."
Hilarious.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
It took,
funny.
it took one joke.
That's a good
It took
punchline.
One joke in. It took longer than I thought.
That was a solid punchline.
How did we get there? Oh, Kim Fields.
Yeah.
Probably has, very likely it has absolutely nothing to do with Tootie from the Facts
Very
of Life.
likely.
You know the
or
connection
100%.
directly between Facts of Life and Different Strokes, right?
Mrs. Garrett.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure you knew that.
She was the housekeeper for Willis and
And also like the
Arnold.
the head, not the headmaster of the
mother,
school, but the
den mother.
exactly
For,
of that dorm.
That's right. That's right. On the Facts of Life.
Correct.
They loved the spin-off series in the 80s.
Yeah, that,
Huge. Huge. This is a very real problem for all reporters. So this guy says, I was torn when Kim Fields Tootie said that can't go in the story. So he's torn at that point. This is a very real problem for all reporters, but especially one who had been invited to a previously private event that had engendered much publicity or public curiosity. The news value of a quote or a story has to be pretty high to justify burning a source, even more so when the source is the NFL itself. And a football reporter's career is dependent on future access, blah, blah, blah.
There you go,
kind of
yeah.
thing. So, yeah, you can see he's covering his own ass. He doesn't do him personally any good to be outed and blown out of the NFL. Klemko's dispatches from the rookie symposium were enlightening enough, but suffer greatly in hindsight from what they're missing. He consciously omitted the clear, most interesting thing that happened at the 4-day gathering, notable not just for its whiff of scandal, but for being probably the single most useful and honest advice the rookies were given. It says something about today's NFL players that are actively being told they need someone willing to do the time for them. And it says something about Troy Vincent that he decided Chris Carter and Warren Sapp were the best equipped to deliver the message. So I don't know.
And I'm sure Carter has apologized by now.
Not yet. I'm sure he will. Has Chris Carter been in trouble lately? Oh, he made news last year when he was really hard on the beating your kids story.
Oh, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, when he got all emotional on camera.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was a big
Of course,
deal
I don't
last
have
season.
cable, so
Yeah, it was on ESPN, so there's absolutely no way you could have possibly seen it.
no way.
Yeah.
Hey, it's hard to believe, but the deals just got better at Zott Ford on the all-new 2015 F-150. You can lease the all-new 2015 Ford F-150 Super Cab XLT 4x4 for $239 a month for just 24 months. This is not a bust-out base model either. This beast of a truck stickers over $44,000 and can be yours for just $239 per month right now. So get to Zott Ford and get one ASAP. You deserve it.
Here, I'll let you hear it, Jay, since you don't have cable and you weren't able to hear it.
Well, Key, what are you thinking? Pictures, news, and what Sal just reported.
What are you thinking?
You know, I look at this.
Oh, that's
this is a
Keyshawn
different
first.
Era and time frame from when I was growing up.
Can you make it full screen? Will that screw it up?
Having a grandmother,
K-Dog would have made it full
and an
stream
aunt
right off the bat.
Of course he would have.
use some sort of form.
Can we get to
of
Chris Carter?
This type.
Yeah,
of
he would have put it like
this-
Chris Carter. He wouldn't have been like,
To me,
yeah, I wonder what
child,
Keyshawn Johnson has to say about
being
this.
a kid at whatever age it was, 7 years old, 6 years old, I didn't have any knowledge to know.
While interesting, it's
that
not Chris Carter.
Get the proper discipline.
Ray Lewis.
So
Interesting, but
They
there he
really
is.
believe in disciplining their children.
With this Groucho
Back it
Mark,
up a little
Mom
bit.
did the
Mark
best.
Cyrus.
Back it up just a little bit.
Raising even discipline.
Those are some Groucho Marks, aren't they?
This is the thing. And this goes across all racial lines, ethnicities, religious backgrounds. People believe in disciplining their children. People with any type of Christian background, they really believe in disciplining their children. My mom did the best job she could do, raising 7 kids by herself. But there are thousands of things that I have learned since then that my mom was wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's the 21st century. My mom was wrong. She did the best she could, but she was wrong about some of that stuff she taught me. And I promise my kids I won't teach that mess to them.
Yes.
Look at the panel.
You can't be the kid to make them do what they want
That's
to do.
correct. Thank you.
Thousands of things we have learned
Preach on.
since then. And now we're to the point, the only thing
Tom
I'm
Jackson.
proud about is the team that I played for. They did the right thing.
Yes.
Take them off the field. I don't care what we in a climate right now. I don't care what it is. Take them off the dang on field. Because you know what? As a man, that's the only thing we really respect.
That's right.
We don't respect no women. We don't respect no kids. The only thing Roger and them do, take them off the field. Because they respect that.
Yes.
Well,
And if you're gonna beat your kids, make sure you get yourself a fall guy. God damn it!
Right.
Let someone else take the heat for beating the shit out of your kids.
Right.
We don't give a shit about our women. We don't care about our kids. And if you're gonna beat his ass, have Big E take the heat for you. God damn it! Keep your name out of the lights.
I love those looks on the panel's faces while he's going.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. What was that one? Yes.
Oh,
I don't know why.
nothing like getting, moral teaching from football guys sitting around in a circle.
Isn't that funny?
It's awesome.
You ready for some more outrage?
Absolutely,
You love
Mike.
good outrage stories, don't we?
Probably not.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, we've got parents dropping off their kids at college, right?
Okay.
Getting to that time of year.
Whenever I hear that dropping off the kids, what do you think?
The pool.
Yeah.
Taking a yeah. This Virginia college, they were horrified. These parents were horrified. When right across the street from the campus, they spotted huge banners that had messages aimed at incoming freshmen. And the messages were written on bed sheets and were hung from the balcony. And just across the street from Old Dominion University. One read, "Rowdy and fun. Hope your baby girl is ready for a good time."
What's wrong with that?
Another, along with an arrow pointing down to the door, said, "Freshman daughter drop off."
The last one's my favorite.
A third said, "Go ahead and drop off mom too." Look at those banners.
I know.
I don't see anything. I actually,
Dude, as long as college has been there and as long as college will be there, that will be the attitude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just because
It's
it's
just-
that the deal. Just because it's in this sheet form, as if
They're just being
person-
honest about it.
Well, right, as if everybody doesn't know what fucking college, welcome weekend, dude. That's why welcome weekend's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary to think that my kids are going to be in that environment, but it's the honest truth right there. It's all
and don't-
predatory and they're young and
That's
you
what
do.
happens. They're away from home for the first
Yes.
time. They're taking advantage of that.
Party time, man.
And this is something I could absolutely see us doing.
Correct.
That doesn't mean that we would go and rape a girl ever.
I appreciate the humor there.
I do too. I'm glad you do
Especially
as well.
the mother one,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Go ahead and drop your drop mom off too. That's hilarious. That is
It's
something
so damn disrespectful.
It is, but isn't that like
Yes.
that's part of the fun and the nature?
It would have been funny back then. It's still funny now.
Exactly. I will always find that hilarious. As if people really think, well, honey, it says the daughter drop off is right there at that
Right.
door. Please enter in there. Mom, apparently you're going to spend the night too.
And
I
then
don't
those
know.
young gentlemen raped them. Oh my God. Come on. Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
joke. It's a friggin' joke.
It's
and it's already it's already everyone knows what college that first weekend. You know, that's just what it is anyway. They just wrote it down and put it on sheets. What's the difference?
And there's this like one-upsmanship too, where you want to be able to leave and go like, oh man, you wouldn't believe what we did. We hung banners that said X,
right?
Or
totally.
we did this. It's just kind of the nature of how this stuff goes. But of course, you need the outrage as if this is like breaking news to anybody.
Yeah, that's the attitude young college men hold.
God, what are they teaching these young boys?
Such disrespect for women.
But it's such a problem where you fear this outrage that's coming that you have to respond. Where usually it's like, boys will be boys, and you just kind of sweep it under the rug. But now presidents of universities have to come out and take a stand against this immediately, as if they don't know this shit's going on round the clock all year long.
Are you saying that these college guys are trying to hook up with freshman girls?
Trying to bang young incoming girls? Wow. Who knew? So Old Dominion's president, John Broderick, responded on a Facebook post. Of course, everybody's got to take to Facebook. And of course, he is
outraged.
I am outraged.
Does he say, is it really outraged?
I am outraged.
Wow.
About the offensive message directed towards women that was visible for a time on 43rd Street. Our students, community, and alumni have been offended.
Have they?
While we constantly educate students, faculty, and staff about sexual assault and sexual harassment, this incident confirms our collective efforts are still failing to register with some.
You mean college dudes that just want to fucking get laid?
College guys want to get drunk and laid. Wow. Good luck changing that. Yeah. Good luck with that, by the way, President. A young lady I talked to earlier today courageously described the true meaning of the hurt this caused. She thought seriously about going back home.
Are you kidding me? God damn it.
But she was heartened when she saw how fellow students were reacting to this incident on social media. She realized this senseless act did not reflect the Old Dominion she has come to love.
Well, it sounds like she was a freshman.
Well, I don't know what year she was.
Okay, I didn't say what year she was. Okay. Well, you know, when you said turn around, I thought maybe I assume a freshman.
Review what the sign said again.
Because I thought they were all remarked towards freshmen.
Rowdy and fun. Hope your baby girl is ready for a good time. ... Freshman daughter drop off. Go ahead and drop off mom too.
None of them it just says party too. I mean, I get what. I don't even come that close to saying rape to me.
No,
honestly, not even close.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be way more sexual.
It's implied. There's only one reason you want freshman girls dropped off. Technically, it's to bang them. You're not saying freshman drop off.
Yeah, but you're also not saying we're going to rape your freshman right here.
Right.
Put them here. We're going to rape them.
Well, we now know, as I've declared on this show many times, that I'm a serial rapist because getting drunk. Apparently, women aren't capable of giving consent when they're drunk. How that's so sad for them that they're just not able to give consent when they've been drinking. Poor little things. So who knew? I didn't know for years and years and years that I'd been raping these women all this time.
Yeah.
Which is sad to say. I didn't realize I was a serial rapist, but apparently I am, because I've definitely had sex with girls when drunk. So
this is seriously so in bounds. It really is.
I agree.
Those signs are so in bounds for any college.
And I think especially when you throw in the mom one, that just shows more than anything that it's obviously in a,
joking.
Right.
Whatever. Rowdy and fun. Hope your baby girl is ready for a good time. Freshman daughter drop off. Go ahead and drop off mom too.
That's awesome, dude. I love it personally.
I said at the State of the University address that there is zero tolerance on this campus for sexual assault and sexual harassment. This incident will be reviewed immediately by those on campus empowered to do so. Any student found to have violated the code of conduct will be subject to disciplinary action. Sincerely, the president. So, I mean, he's covering his ass.
Yeah.
He's got to look like he's...
Sure.
You want to jump out in front of it immediately and act like you're outraged too, when you have to know that a president of a university is going, boys will be boys. They do this shit all the time. Are you kidding me? If we took issue
and
every
girls
time,
want to party too. Plenty of girls will show up there wanting a beer.
Yeah. Plenty of girls show up to college that freshman year. Same thing, out of the house for the first time.
How do you know?
Because I partied with a lot of freshmen. I just never was one.
Gotcha.
There's apparently
for a few years.
4 people that live in this house are members of the Sigma Nu fraternity.
Shut them down.
Oh, sexist. They're all for rape for fraternity.
Reached for comment by Jezebel, a spokesman for the National Sigma Nu organization, suggested that the members who live in the house, while there are members that live in that house, those members had nothing to do with these banners. And they wouldn't stand for this. Absolutely not.
Not in a fraternity house.
Like, we need to play this game with each other where it's like, well, they would have no part in this. And luckily we talked to them and they had nothing to do with these banners.
Man,
they just showed up one morning.
College is getting tough now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go.
Hey, speaking of houses, are you considering buying a new home but don't know where to begin? If so, schedule an appointment with Krista Jelski of Remax Suburban, and she will explain the entire home buying process from beginning to end. And when you hire her as your realtor, Krista will have food delivered. Food delivered to your new home on moving day, so you can enjoy that. Check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900.
We got an Indian boy, and of course these
Native
stories.
American?
No,
Indian.
Actually, from India.
Like dot wearing.
Yeah, dot wearing.
Gotcha. Not feather wearing.
No, not feather wearing at all. But he was born with 3 panuses.
Good for him.
It seems like
congratulations. I don't know.
Congratulations, perhaps in order. He has undergone pioneering surgery.
They're not taking 2 of them away, are they?
Well,
they're not going to let him try it.
They took 1 away and they fused 2 of them.
You got to at least let him try it, right?
You would think, yeah. I don't know what you could do with 3 panuses. Like, if 1 finished, could you just hop over to the other one?
That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, he's the only guy we could have asked about this.
Yeah.
Which play you would get off that?
Oh, yeah.
Do they have images? Mike, we need images. I'm sorry, but in this instance, we need images.
He's 2, and I wasn't going to search for 2-year-old penis.
Okay.
I just wasn't going to do it. 2-year-old boy.
Is there an artist rendering? Artist rendering of multi-penile Baba? Oh boy, here comes our artist rendering.
Oh jeez.
Wow. There'll be a vein in each one. That I can guarantee you.
This might be the.
There'll be 3 cut heads and a vein in each one.
Well,
that's a given.
That's what I was going to ask you. Would they be cut on a 2-year-old Indian boy?
I'm not sure they would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mike, let's be honest. These things probably looked like a complete wreck. I mean, if you're fusing 2 of them, if that's your solution, I'm going to fuse 2 of these little panuses together. I reckon it wasn't in good shape. What do we got? You still, come on, man. We don't need the whole body.
Yeah, what is that?
And we've got 1 panus going off to the right, 1 going off to the left, and 1 hanging down. Is that what I'm seeing? Did you just draw a bean? Is the 3rd one basically a bean?
Yeah, I think the 3rd one's kind of a bean.
Why are you interpreting?
I gave him a
that
nice
way?
ball bag, and I didn't put pubes on it for obvious reasons.
Why'd you make the middle one a bean?
Well, there's a reason I did that, and that reason is.
Can I see when you're done?
Well, it looks honestly like a little twin brother stuck to his crotch with his arms in the air.
Kind of does. Fat legs. He the boy also had this underdeveloped penis. So this is diphthelia, right?
Sure.
We've heard of diphthelia. Actually, would this be tripthelia?
Okay.
Look at this image.
I'm not sure what diphthelia is. I'm
going on?
not remembering.
2 panuses.
Okay.
Born with 2 panuses.
Have we talked about this in the past? Should I know
Yeah,
this?
remember the guy with the 8-inchers? He had 2 dual 8-inchers.
I
Do you want to see?
Is this the kid?
No, god damn it!
Yes.
Don't put it up on YouTube.
Show the guy that was born with 2 8-inchers. That, like, I thought we saw his. Is that him there?
This is Photoshop.
There's a guy.
Jeez. Oh boy. Diphthalic dude.
Yeah, I don't know if that's him or if that's Photoshop, but there was a guy born and they both worked. But the boy had another undeveloped panus described as a soft bony mass. So that was the nub.
That's kind of like a 3rd nipple, right? Those things that, you always
Nubbin.
see it and you're like, no, that's not a nipple. That just looks like a mass.
He's only able to pass urine through 1 of them.
A single urethra.
Yeah. In addition, he was born, they discovered, without an anus.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
They drill one out.
Oh, man. See,
Jesus.
Dude.
is that 1 cut and 1 uncut?
That's the dude you're talking about, dude.
It is.
Friggin' gross. Damn it.
What are we?
Get off of there.
Why are we looking at this?
So doctors performed.
Don't act so bashful.
Yeah,
he's blushing.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like, send me that link. Yeah. Fuck, send me that link.
I do not want that link.
TCG, you got to see this. Doctors performed a procedure known as a colostomy, in which they made an incision in his stomach to let the excrement pass out through a tube. Oh, so they're boring out an asshole then for him
in his stomach.
Well, that was temporary.
Okay,
and then they were
they are going in the traditional anus.
I believe
region.
So. Only 2 of the panuses on this young man young child actually had erectile tissue.
Okay.
There was a huge soft bony mass tissue to which the penises were attached. The doctors extracted the mass and fused the 2 panuses into one.
So was it really a tri-penis? Sounds like there was just
Sort
a
of.
mass there and then 2 panuses.
But it sounds like they did that.
Sounds like a fucking mess, man.
Well, like you've talked about before, and you put a hot dog in the microwave for too long and it splits. It sounds like that's what they did with his nooses, and they split them.
Damn it.
And then they sewed them back together.
They mended them.
Mhm.
God.
They were fused into one by wrapping a mass of skin around them, which probably enhanced his girth, you would assume, right? At least a little bit.
It had
not
to
a
have.
lot. I'm not saying it gave him another inch, but it
Couldn't hurt.
couldn't hurt. Exactly. Then an anus was created through the boy's rectum so he could shit normal.
Mhm.
So that's where they bored out.
Sure.
It's typical drill and bored out. They say he will be able to have sex normally. It's incredibly rare. Diphtheria affects only 1 in every 5 to 6 million births. Only 100 or so cases have been recorded in the medical literature since 1609. Yeah.
And of course it happens in India. Well, you have, how many trillions of people, but there's
Yeah.
all that crazy
1.3
shit.
billion.
Surprised they didn't name him a god and keep him the way he was.
Yeah.
He's got 3 penises.
Yes, do not touch them. No, no, no.
He just assumes that any deformity over in India becomes a god instantly, no matter what the deformity.
He's a
that,
penis god.
That kid, what was that kid just a
The
week
tail
ago?
guy.
The kid with the fucking tail, the monkey. He's got a monkey tail.
Yes.
No, the kid with the giant hands.
Yes. The
He's
kid
got
with the-
giant hands.
They thought he was a devil, though.
Yeah.
They thought it was something that his parents did bad.
Yes,
and
you're
so they
right.
punished him with that.
But he just assumes that there's
Gave Mickey
any
Mouse
deformity in India that some people think he's a god or a devil.
Yeah, it's all mystical. It's all considered something
Like the cow.
Right. Hey, when you're worshiping cows.
That's what happens. Well, they took to it there. Is that something where they just don't have the medical
Prowess
that we do here, where you could see that
We're talking about
before
the Panoose?
birth? Yeah.
Maybe.
Where-
Or what are you going to do? You're suggesting they just abort the kid because he's got
Oh yeah.
three
without
penises?
a doubt. Yeah.
I think you birth them to see what you could do with those things. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
It could be a huge, huge blessing.
Couple race stories to get to. You love race stories. They're not cops. Cops didn't shoot anyone. Don't worry. We got a group of black women, excuse me, from a book club were kicked off a wine tour in Napa. What do? Yeah, I'll tell you what dudettes did. This happened over the weekend, sparking accusations of racism. Of course, one of the women, Lisa Johnson, said it was humiliating when she and her friends were escorted off the Napa Valley wine train by a police officer. The company said the women had been spoken to several times by the train manager after complaints from other customers that they were laughing and talking too loudly. One passenger claimed it was clearly racism. Of course. The Napa Valley train offers these 3-hour journeys where they serve dinner and in their upscale cart, and they have wine tasting, and it's all prim and proper. It's Napa Valley, for Christ's sakes.
It's wine, dude.
Yeah.
You got to be somewhat serious.
The women admit they were laughing and talking with one another as they enjoyed their wine. At one point, a fellow passenger told the ladies, "This isn't a bar," while a manager said they needed to quiet down. Johnson said no one was intoxicated, but that a few of the ladies were rambunctious at times, which most passengers did not seem to mind as they chatted with the women and snapped photos. Well, okay, most passengers aren't, in your opinion, but some are apparently bothered by your behavior.
Yeah.
So where are we at? Both parties are paying good money to be on this train, and
Why did they get to drive the environment, right?
Right, exactly. So it's not like you're without fault here. After the manager spoke to the women a second time, some of them became silent and were confused as to why they were being singled out. The manager said to them, this isn't going to work, and had them get off in front of other passengers at the next stop. The manager then said, that officers were waiting to escort them off the train. People were looking at us to get escorted off into the hands of waiting police officers. That's the humiliating part. I'm really offended, to be quite honest. I felt like it was a racist attack on us. I feel like we were being singled out.
Were other people treated differently?
I don't know. And there's one woman who was like, "Oh, this is an outrage." What was her name? Danielle is all they. She made a review on Yelp and said, "Definitely not an organization I would recommend or ever support again. I watched in disbelief as staff harassed a group of people who were merely drinking wine and laughing. I'd like to think it wasn't racially motivated, but given the fact that other non-black guests were behaving in the same way when not removed, I can only conclude it was discrimination. This business belongs in the what is wrong with our country category." And here's where she loses me. Steer clear if you would like to be part of the solution rather than the problem of white supremacy and racism.
Yes.
So that sounds like someone to me who has those thoughts and beliefs going in to this altercation. I don't know, man. I could see this going either way. I still struggle and find it hard to believe that in today's society, you're going to go and single out on a group of people, just the black table, because that's going to come with shit.
Yeah, this is probably like a lot of things more of a class issue than a race issue. It's like you've got a certain standard that this thing is usually run by, real uppity assholes.
Yeah.
It's a wine tasting thing, and they're used to just sipping on shit and eating cheese and being, really chill. And then people come on and they want to party and they're, this isn't for you. We're going to let you off. You're bothering the rest of our guests who want that uppity bullshit.
Yes. Which is kind of what it sounds like that one lady said. This isn't a bar.
Right.
So you're obviously, and people are paying hundreds of dollars to go on these things. So I don't know who's right or wrong there, but I hate this idea that anytime things don't go your way or there's consequences for your actions, perhaps, that it's the best move is just to automatically assume it's because I'm X.
Right.
It's because of my race. It's because I'm gay. It's because I'm this. Instead of like, no, well, it could have just as simply, because if you and me and Dust were on that train, we'd get fucked up and we'd be obnoxious, and they'd probably go, guys, this isn't the place to get obnoxious.
Right.
This isn't a bar. And we'd keep it up because we couldn't shut up. We'd laugh and joke and be who we are, and we'd get thrown out of there too.
Yeah.
That's very,
We're
very
not black,
likely.
for the record. I know you can only hear our voices.
Right.
Neither myself, Mike, or Deuce are black.
Yes.
We're all white boys.
But couldn't you see us falling into that trap and being stuck with a group of uppity folks who are drinking wine on their special tour, and they're paying hundreds of dollars to be there?
Of course.
And there's an obnoxious group of individuals, whether black or just obnoxious guys, and you get thrown off. And but this is where it goes, and it's always got to be a race thing. It's got to be a race thing.
I've said it in the past. A lot of the cases I do are like race discrimination, and all the time people are just pointing to, well, I suffered some adverse action. You're like, okay. And I think it's because I'm black, and you're like,
and I need a lawyer, and I need one now.
And you're like,
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
And you're like, well, why do you claim that? Why do you think it was because of your race? And a lot of times is just like speculative. Like, well, just because I'm black and they did that to me, and that's a bad thing. Well, you need more than that, in my opinion. You need more than that under the law too, if you're claiming discrimination.
Yeah.
You need some sort of animus, like racial animus.
Yeah.
And you can't just say, well, this group of black people was kicked off. Well, that group of black people was acting in a way that was, quote, inappropriate in that situation.
Yeah. So
that's why they were
if they would have said, I'm tired of you blacks acting like this on our train.
There you go.
Is that enough to go, this was racially motivated?
Yeah, in part.
Yeah. If that wasn't said and it was just the behavior that ended up kicking them off the train, to me,
it's too bad that people in that circumstance look at it and go, it had to be because of my race. And they can't look at it and go reasonably like, okay, was I acting kind of out of bounds?
And they say that, yeah, we were talking loudly. Yeah, we were laughing too much. But I'm just not willing. I'm like you, I think.
Yeah, I don't doubt that shit like that happens. Believe me. Racist shit happens, but you got to have some evidence that race was a factor.
Yeah.
Not just they're white, you're black.
Right. So that excuses, no matter what the behavior is, it had to be because of my.
There needs to be evidence that race was a factor in the decision, right?
Yeah, right. That's what I would think. And we're seeing this a lot too, where we talked about it the other day, the receipts.
Dude,
where you can.
What was the receipt the other day? Fried like a big black dick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody ordered
fried hard like a black dick.
They were wings, right? They were ordering wings.
And she wanted them fried hard.
Fried hard like a big black dick.
Is what
added to the receipt. Printed out on the receipt. Okay.
So we've got a waitress at a Colorado restaurant who wrote an anti-Mexican slur on the receipt of a customer out to dinner with her husband. Beatriz Castorena, she's from Denver, was shocked Friday night when she went to pay for her meal at the El Valle Mexican restaurant and saw that her server had written "You fucking Mexicans" on her bill.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not, Paul. So making matters worse, she pointed out to the waitress, like, hello. And the waitress went, hilarious. That's funny.
Dude, you asked a great question before the show when I was looking at this.
Yeah.
The question is, when the hell did these 17-year-old workers like become empowered to write shit on receipts?
Yeah.
It like printed out. When did
Printed
that
out,
happen?
not handwritten.
Right. Anybody could have handwritten at any time, but these are like printed receipts.
Yeah. What is that? Is that for
some computer program? I don't know. So you can make some notation on there, right?
No, dude, as a server, we used to do it. Honestly, we used to do stuff like this all the time.
Just fuck with people?
Well, you'd write the order. Yeah, you'd be like, burger, know this, know that. And you could go in and type and it'd be like, hurry up, fat, whatever. Like we used to type shit in the receipt. But they'd be the ones that would just be in the back.
What?
Faggot.
Jesus, wow. So he hates Mexicans, he hates black people, and he hates the gays.
The gays, yeah.
But the ones I'm talking about would actually just be the printed ones that would go back to the cook. So I don't know why these guys saw it. You fucking shut the fuck up. I'm not Mexican.
Right. Nor are you black.
Exactly.
However, what you are.
But the ones that
they go back to the cooks
so
who are making
these
it.
Guys saw,
and that's I think their argument is these were meant for the cook to see, not for the customer.
I didn't mean to overtly call you a fucking Mexican.
But it's like,
the lady's like, funny. This is not funny, man.
It's not funny.
They're claiming, however, this is all just a big misunderstanding. No way was it intended for them or to them. No way reflects what we believe. Obviously, we're Mexican born. The owner's son, Oscar Rivera, said, here's the problem I have with the race issue and the slur issue. The cook is Mexican. The customer is Mexican. The restaurant owner is Mexican. His kid is Mexican. And the waitress is Mexican. The waitress who made the slur is Mexican. So we're to be outraged that 5 people involved in this story all happen to be the same thing. And yet, okay, so now that's even a racist. Like, that's like me going, Jay, you fucking honky, shut up.
Well, and then it's like the N-word used among African Americans, right?
Right. And yet we're supposed to be outraged, and somehow she's supposed to be, if you want to go, that was meant for my buddy Jose in the back. He's the fucking Mexican.
One
flautas plate.
Yeah, what did they get to eat? I didn't even look at what they got to eat.
A flautas plate. 1 carne asada. You fucking Mexicans. Why would you even enter that on there? Everybody's Mexican.
Dude, no, you know what though? You're right. I get it. But dude, looking at this even again.
You used to do that all the time?
I used to do shit like this all the time, and all my friends did too when I was working at Red Robin. All the time. And
so is that meant for some 17-year-old smartass to be able to go, no tomatoes?
Yeah, it's supposed to be so you can, because sometimes it's a pain to find like the substitutes, or you just don't feel like going through a whole list, so you can just be like, no time, yeah, exactly. That's what it's for. But dude, honestly, this goes on in every restaurant. I know it does. I'm not saying I've worked at all of them, but I know it at the 2 that I did where you could write things out. Everyone made jokes like that. And it didn't mean anything, obvious. You know what I mean? It's just fucking around.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it seems like misplaced outrage at best. I mean, they got a free meal out of it. What more do you want?
It's just weird. I wonder what motivated that. Like, everybody's Mexican.
They're claiming that the wait staff and the cooks frequently are fucking with each other all the time.
Which is what I just said. And honestly, it could have been they were being assholes and like, these fucking Mexicans. But
yeah, but they're Mexicans too. Like, it just doesn't. if you had one element, if the waitress was a white chick and sent that, it'd be a different story.
Right.
But the fact that it's a story and it's like, wait a minute.
Who's out right?
Like everybody involved in this story happens to be Mexican. So whatever.
We do have some email.
We do. What do we got?
Daryl writes in, went to Detour Village in the UP this week. They have a botanical garden there, and we saw this display and, of course, thought of the Detroit Cast. Love the show. Have used the Amazon link and been getting my freeze worth. Tell E to fuck off for fucking over that guy at the racetrack.
Wait, why is the botanical garden connected to us again?
Here we go.
I think we're about to see.
This is the image. A We Love Nana flag. We Love Nana, and then it lists all the grandchildren. Nana.
I don't see a lightning bolt or an 01 anywhere on that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, that's for somebody
else.
else's Nana.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Nana. Thanks for writing in, Daryl.
Well, she just asked me something today. It was really weird. What did she ask me on a note?
Nana did.
God damn it, I can't remember now. Fuck. Go over. Maybe.
No. Come on.
No.
This is a rare circumstance where we get words out of
I know.
Nana's mouth.
Fuck.
Can you help me change the batteries in my shaver?
Can you help wipe my ass?
No, I was going to say read the other email just real quick and let me think about it.
I'm really feeling dirty. Can we go to the coin wash soon?
No, she's like, what? Fuck, man, I can't remember it, dude.
Can you not hold that?
No, because she asked me a question today,
Yeah?
which is really unusual. Like,
Why are you still here?
Yeah. Can I have the remote back that you ripped out of my hands?
No.
I was watching my stories.
Well, she does ask about the cats all the time. When she walks by the door, because now Tony's going in and out. So she will always ask, does that cat come inside? I'm like, oh, no, he's outside now.
For the 5,000th time, Nana. Yes, it goes in and out.
I know, exactly. Totally.
Freely.
Totally.
Chris writes in, hello, fine sirs and Big E. I thought you'd like to hear about a big Amazon purchase just made from our household. So, hey, the Amazon link, don't forget about it. My wife is PTA president at the elementary school our two life burdens attend. As such, she has to make occasional large purchases for supplies. Today, she was about to place a $2,400 order from Amazon. I'm not sure what it was she was ordering, as that would have involved in listening. I just heard the dollar amount, so I swooped in and asked if she was using the TDC link. She wasn't. I quickly corrected the situation, and she ordered via the link. I'm not sure if you guys will get the 2.4 cents, 24 cents, or 2.40, but any amount helps. Yes, it does. You're absolutely right about that, Chris. Please give us a shout out to Kenbrook Elementary School PTA in Farmington Hills.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. I'm sure the parents would all gladly support such wholesome, family-friendly programming.
Kind of doubt that. But
I know a lot of PTA members listen to us.
Really?
Oh, Mike.
That's scary.
Just kidding. Good day. I said good day. I don't know any PTA members that listen to us.
That's probably for the best. But thank you, though. We'll take it.
Yeah, thanks a lot for using the link. Definitely.
Yeah, and it's not that it pays us very much, but every little bit helps. And the more people that do it, the more.
And it's so easy. I mean, it's again, no skin off your back. So you just click through our portal and everybody shops on it. So why not, right?
Yeah.
It really helps us out. So appreciate it. Eric writes in, I volunteer to be a stand-in for the wedding. So we talked about the wedding yesterday, DTRBM.
Yeah.
Getting married. He doesn't want to go because it's Michigan State weekend.
Gotcha.
Mandy, of course.
I don't think Dan's looking for a dude
stand in with his wife.
Eric's offering it up.
Unless he's
so
gay.
I can't pass up free booze and food. I clean up nice. I can pretend to care with the best of them, and I am a pretty likable guy. I wonder if he puts out.
Yeah, he's a guy.
Yeah,
He does.
Yep, I would say so. In fact, I volunteer my services for anyone else who may need a stand-in. Yes, I'm serious. And no, I haven't consulted the wife. She'll be happy to get me out of the house. Put out the word. Okay, so anybody who needs a guy to stand in for anything.
Can we see what Eric looks like? I mean, if he looks like a serial killer, I don't want to do that to Amanda, but.
Yeah, Eric sort of conjures up an image, doesn't it?
With us?
The word Eric.
Yeah, because we wouldn't send our Eric with her.
No.
We wouldn't do that to her.
Joe writes in kind of on the same subject, Michigan v. Michigan State. Why are you guys making such a big deal about this? It's not even a good game. I think Michigan has scored one touchdown in 3 or 4 years. Michigan v. Rutgers will probably be a more competitive game.
Not the point.
I don't want to pile on, but Joe, you might have a point there.
Go green.
So DTRBM, do with that what you will.
Still don't want to miss the game.
Tom writes in.
Oh, and the times they are changing.
Tom writes in, hello, insert witty names for everyone. I get a kick out of subtly introducing TDC references into various facets of life. The under-the-breath correction of scenario. Laughing each time I see on a Facebook sales site when the seller says, quote, poos posted on other sites. But my most recent experience probably puts me over the edge into being a bastard parent. And my own 8-year-old sweet pie, and for as long as I can remember, I've livened up story time by reading her books with different voices. I wonder if he reads her every page. Well, probably does. If she's 8, she'd pick up on that. But
yeah.
She has always loved Disney princess storybooks, and I would keep voices across character types. For example, any prince male love interest has a lisp and somewhat effeminate voice. I'm sure you can picture or imagine it.
Yeah.
All princess female leads have that gravelly old Jewish woman with 3-pack-a-day habit. Try to recall Drew's People magazine letter writer voice. The latest voice I added was while reading a Mulan story. You know where he's going with this? Mulan, I believe, takes place in China.
Oh, no. I'll wait.
I'm almost ashamed to admit that every male Chinese character in Mulan spoke with Walter's inability to properly say the redder error. Having gotten so used to voices like this, the narrator is oftentimes similar to Drew and Walter's rockin' DJ voice, that she didn't say anything about it. However, after finishing the bedtime story, I told her to turn off your right. She did correct me and said, "Don't you mean my light?" Yes, that's what I said. Turn off your right. I'm sure this is much more insidious than calling the television.
Not your left, your right.
It's much more insidious than calling the television the glow box, but probably not as bad as Big E wanting to teach kids the wrong names for colors. I mean, how bad is teaching a little racial stereotyping?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for the freeze word, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Keith writes in, King, lazy, and closet hider. So I was channel surfing Sunday and came across.
Okay.
I think he might mean you.
Because I can't be both.
You can be both.
Oh,
you can be both.
Well, then this one isn't addressed to Mike, so it's just me and you.
Okay.
Yeah. King, lazy, and closet hider. So I was channel surfing Sunday and came across a Valerie Bertinelli cooking show. God, I haven't seen her in years.
Yeah.
Her and her tool husband, worth a watch for a laugh. By the way, much like that sloth of a co-host next to the king, Valerie is not monitoring her food intake. Ooh, I think he might be referring to you.
I
don't think that one was referring to me.
I don't know what he's talking about.
She is rather large. Good call by Eddie, sending Orca back to the sea.
Oof.
Great show.
You could tell she was not going to be.
Oh, you could tell from when she was on One Day at a Time.
Yeah, her face was very, very round.
Very round. Exactly. Back in the Schneider days. Remember Schneider?
Who could forget Schneider?
Who was the sister on there? Ended up being major drug addict. Ended up banging her dad.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
On what?
Her dad was
Look up One Day at a Time.
Her
TV
dad
show.
was singer-songwriter of... Come on, man.
I know.
God damn it! This is bad. Come on, guys.
I never heard.
You sons of
She's
bitches.
one of the leads, dude. She's one of the main leads.
Well, her dad is totally famous, too. Come on.
Mackenzie Phillips.
Got it.
Mackenzie Phillips. God damn it. Was it Todd Phillips?
No, it's freaking...
not Todd Phillips.
No. God, if Kadog was here, he'd... It's fucking...
He wouldn't know the show either if he was here.
No, but he'd have the answer on the board with a fucking video playing. Probably of her banging her dad.
Yeah. Yeah. What did she go on? Oprah or one of those and talk all about it?
It's China Phillips. No, Michelle Phillips and this Phillips.
Mackenzie.
Yes. So Mackenzie was from a different mom, but Michelle Phillips and her. Come on, where are they from?
I can't remember.
Damn it,
I can't
dude.
remember.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
great
You
show.
don't remember? Don't get mad at me because I don't remember.
I at least remembered the periphery. You got to fill in some blanks every now and then.
Yeah.
Or the guy with the Google machine.
I was
one
trying.
Of the two.
I was going down the road to the Oprah where she was talking about fucking her dad.
Yeah.
All those years.
She's the daughter of John Phillips, singer from the Mama and the Papa.
There you go.
Dude, I swear I was going to say Peter, Paul, and Mary, but it was Mamas and the Papas.
Yes.
And I didn't want to just throw that out all willy-nilly.
Right.
God damn it.
I
Should've
admire
known
your
that.
restraint. I admire your
Thank you.
restraint.
I didn't want to slander anybody.
You three are the best, meaning King, Sloth, and McCard. Not the I am gay but can't accept it guy.
Who's that?
And who's the sloth? You doing another show that we're not aware of?
I think it's pretty clear who McCart is.
Are you two doing a show
The
I'm
king.
not aware of?
I think it's pretty clear who the king is.
Yep.
It's the guy eating all the king's peanut butter.
Yeah, how is it?
And then lastly,
delicious.
Marisa writes in from Nashville. This is apparently what she observed in Nashville. What is that? A Jeep Cherokee with the 01 on the door? Friggin' sweet looking truck.
Yeah, that's not a Jeep Cherokee, is it?
I think it is.
That's pretty sweet. It looks just like Nana's tattoo.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very
No, when I
similar.
see that, I see Nana's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. I mean, the O and the 1 are a little runny now, but
yeah, well,
hanging in there as well as they can.
cheesy.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of getting droopy down on the base of the 0 and the 1. It's kind of fallen into a flat.
A little pocked.
Yeah, very, very pocked.
But it's there.
But you can make it out.
Absolutely.
Especially if you hike up the top of the cheeks and you pull
Just
them
gotta
up taut. Just get them up taut. You can really make out the 01 then.
Oh, God.
Just grab her by the shoulders and just squeeze up. You can really make out the 01.
Just pull the whole back up.
Yeah. That's how you can make out the tramp stamp too.
Yes.
They used to say slut, but it's kind of fallen apart now. But when you pull it up, you can clearly make out slut again. I mean, early age tramp stamp. It's all just green now, but anyway,
we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
All right. Well, let's call it a day there. We're about at closing time. So
it's closing time.
But you can't stay here. All right, let's get out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow for an all new Wednesday edition.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch